Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stand. It's Tottenham versus Manchester United. It's the big one. It's Phil Jones Day. It is. I feel that Phil Jones has got to take the W today. He normally takes the L's at Wembley, but I think Manchester United's performance today really does depend on that guy. We'll be talking more about that. Also, if you're here for the match reaction, links in the video description. This is the Match Chat live watch along, and we will be live with you from now right the way through till full time. Team news is coming up in 2 minutes time, and apparently Phil Jones is playing up front for Spurs. He's certainly done a job for Spurs before, and I hope he's not going to do that job today. I really do, because it's important. You know, we've got nobody else. We ain't got anybody else, and I think that's, you know, really important that we focus on that. Of course, we haven't got anybody else to play centre back. It's Jones and it's Lindelof. But Phil Jones has got to have a big game today for Manchester United, and if he doesn't, then I think that we are going to struggle. But team news is about to come in very soon for you. We've also got link in video description for NetBet. Link in the video description for you there. Let me just play you that offer that they are doing for us for the game against Brighton. Goal to be scored at any time, 40 to 1, which they will play out for you in free bets. I'll be showing you the website in a moment with NetBet and the bets that I've already put on for the Brighton game. But link in the video description for that. Remember, you've got to be over 18, and please do gamble responsibly. But today's one of those big games, isn't it? We always get excited about the Manchester United team news, but it's not just about the Manchester United team news today. It's also about Spurs. Big game for us. We haven't won at Tottenham since 2012, apparently. 2012. Wet Lettuce says that Darmian can play as centre-back. Well, Darmian's not even part of the squad, we don't think. No Sanchez, no Fellaini. We don't know the reasons behind that. I'm sure we'll find out at some point. But team news will be with us in the next couple of minutes. And look, that's my predicted line to the write-up. I'll be very surprised if it's different to that. There was a horrible rumour a couple of hours ago that Martial was on the bench and Lukaku was going to start. That, for me, would be a real concern for Manchester United. A few people saying that the team is out. I don't expect the team to have too many shocks in it, to be honest with you, and I think it will be that team on my left. Sky Studio full of former Spurs players, says Thomas Appier. What are you watching Sky for? Anyway, United Stand's the place to be if you're a United fan. Real talk, real Manchester United talk. Martial is playing, says Jameson Stavanach. No Lukaku, says Manan. Okay, here is the team news. It is out. De Gea, Young, Lindelof, Jones and Shaw, Matic, Herrera, Pogba, Lingard, Rashford, Martial. So we've got 11 out of 11. I think it was a pretty easy United team to pick. No, I can sit here and relax. For the first time in a long time, I haven't had to change the 11. So high five, cash back, 11 out of 11. I'm very happy with that team. Obviously, the weaknesses are Phil Jones and Ashley Young. Funnily enough, they cost us the result a year ago at Wembley against Spurs. But who else are you going to play, really? Who else are you going to play? The bench is interesting. Romero, Dalot, Andreas Pereira, Fred, and what else? I've got Ross joining me. Ross, can you hear me?
I do, mate. You alright?
Yeah, good. Just reading the subs out. Romero, Dalot, Andreas Pereira, Fred, Mata, McTominay and Lukaku. I mean, again, I look at that bench and I think, I hope the first team do it, because I don't see a lot of speed and creativity on that team. I think you've got Pereira, Fred and McTominay were absolute shite last week. Dalot's a right back. We've got no defenders there really at all other than Dalot. Mata, bit slow. Lukaku, maybe for a goal late on. So the first team we've got to deliver. What's your thoughts on the team, Ross?
Mate, I'm overruled by it, to be honest. I absolutely love it. There was these rumours it was going to be Lukaku. He obviously hasn't gone for that. And yeah, right, the bench may be slightly weak, but do you know why that is? Because he's playing his best team.
Yeah.
He's playing all the impact players from the start, which is what we want to see. Just go out and hit them. He's made a few mistakes. Playing Valencia was one of them. He's obviously learned from that, and hopefully we never see him again. I'm just so excited for this game all week, which I know you have been as well, and that team makes me even more excited.
It just seems so long since the last game, and I know January does go like that because I don't know why it is, but you get a game every week, and it's over a week since we played Reading, but Reading was a bit of a game anyway, so it's a couple of weeks since we've seen the first team, which takes us back to before New Year, so it does seem a long time, but it's a massive massive big test for Manchester United as well. I've been looking around social media because, like you, buzzing. I've even been watching snooker to try and pass the time, and it's like, what's your feeling about this game? Because I think we are underdogs, but I'm quite happy with that. I'm excited to see what we're going to do as underdogs.
I've been totally blinded by the Solskjaer effect. All week I've been saying to everyone I've been speaking to, I can't see how we won't lose this game. And the factors for that is our build up to it. I think it was a good move taking them away. It's not just for fitness, it boosts morale. Being in a hot country gets the mood up, and obviously Tottenham have played midweek, which isn't ideal. That is a fresh 11 out there today. The bench, is Sanchez on the bench? Sorry.
No, he didn't travel, so no Darmian, no Fellaini, no Lukaku. No Sanchez. I
just think that a lot gets said about this Tottenham team, and it is really good. But what you've seen in the last 5 games is how good this United team can be. Rashford is a phenomenal centre forward. I'm so pleased he's got the chance today. Pogba's playing like the best midfielder in the Premier League at the minute. And we've seen the resurgence of Matic and Herrera. So I can't see anything but United result today.
Anyone watching the football, Everton have just scored, but we're not interested in that. David Rowath and Ibrahim are, because they've just put it in the score, as has Wet Lettuce. But Red Jedi says, thank God Lukaku's not starting. Is that the right decision for you? I mean, there seems to be some people who were like expecting him to start. I think, for what? I mean, I know he's done very well off the bench. That's his position. I mean, you mentioned Marcus Rashford there. He already, at somebody who's only just turned 21, and I know Lukaku's like considered one of the best strikers in the world. Rashford on form offers Manchester United so much more. This in-form Rashford we seem to have at the minute is a breath of fresh air, and he's a better player than an in-form Lukaku. Watching Rashford in these few games, he's been doing stuff that I'd never thought he had in his locker, and it's absolutely the right move. And let's not forget, I know that we were touting around, I don't know what centre-backs they're playing, I know we were touting around for Alderweireld, but Alderweireld and Vertonghen are so slow. Yeah. Rashford, Martial running at them, it's going to be frightening. And that's what he's done, and that's what he should have done. And Jose would never have played this team, and it's just such a delight. And again, no Fellaini on the bench, mate. Interestingly for Spurs, there is Vertonghen does play with Alderweireld, Trippier, and I can't tell who the right back there is. Is it Ben Davies? The left back. Oh, so yeah, he'd be the left back. Harry Kane, Son, Dele Alli, Eriksen, Sissoko and Harry Winks. So it's a very, very strong Spurs side. I mean, you're right. Rashford's pace and Martial's pace and Lingard's movement could hopefully cause some problems for Spurs. Adam 8 Higgins has got a contribution. He says, love United stand. Say hello, Uncle Paul from Adam Sco. Hello, Uncle Paul from Adam Sco. Thanks for the contribution, Adam. But we mentioned there that Rashford could cause them problems. I tell you what, it's Phil Jones Day. It's the pink boots markers. He can't miss this. He's bloody missed it. And panicking more than a cat trying to bury a shit on a marble floor. We've had the lines about Phil Jones before. Well, I certainly have. And today, I remember that game last season, and Harry Kane absolutely dominated Jones in the air. Lindelof's not good in the air. Smalling's not fit. We go with what we've got. People should remember that. I mean, I hope Phil Jones has a man of the match today, because in all fairness, we haven't got anybody else. But we need a bloody good game from our centre-backs today. So many times against Spurs recently, we've gifted them goals. Even at Old Trafford, we played really well with Mourinho that first 45 minutes, and then we end up losing it 3-0. Massive game for our centre-backs today against Harry Kane. And I think if it turns into an aerial battle, I'm worried.
Absolutely. But look, under no illusions, we need to get rid of Phil Jones. Moving forward, he's not good enough for United. But I don't think any of us would be surprised today if he pocketed Harry Kane. He can have these games, Phil Jones, and I think that's what you're alluding to there.
Yeah.
You need it from him today. He can do it. He can turn these games around. He has done in the past. And he does owe us one. All he owes us a few. If he does, doesn't mean that he's, now our centre-back going forward. No, that needs to change. That's a long-term thing. We're on about today, Phil Jones needs to pull it out, and he can. He can pocket Harry Kane. He just needs to have the game of his life. And you're right. He's got a double big job today, because Lindelof isn't good in the air. He will be on Lindelof a lot, and I think Jones has got to kind of cover that. So yeah, it's a big task for him today.
Wilf says Fellaini is presently on a lay-by hitchhiking to Turkey. Get out of our club. Thanks for the contribution, Wilf. I mean, I don't know what the situation is with Fellaini. I hope it is a tactical thing, Ross, because it would be, again, another thing to just absolutely adore Ollie. I mean, we must be careful. He might be injured again, which I said this last time. I think it was the Newcastle game. He didn't travel, he didn't play, and it was because he was injured. Fellaini, I mean, this was Fellaini's just crap in my mind, but actually his injury record's really bad as well. It was another reason why we should have got rid of him. But I do hope that it is a tactical thing that he's not using Fellaini anymore, because that would again be another positive, which fits in with today, what Mike Phelan said a week ago. We're going to go and attack, and I think that team we've put out is going to attack.
The statement from the club and from Fellaini camp may be that he's injured, but players always seem to get injured when they're not wanted and they're being touted around to other clubs. And that's what's happening with him at the minute. It feels like a miracle, but I think you're right. Every manager that come in before should have done the same thing, and they haven't. We've all struggled to see why. All Ollie's done is just the bleeding bloody obvious, to be honest. But, wow, how good is that to see? You know, how good is it to see Valencia play crap against Newcastle and then be dropped? We can all see it. I haven't seen managers of United do that for a long time. Yeah. He is doing the bleeding obvious, and it makes sense, and it's working.
Mawok has made a contribution. He says, greetings from Norway. Greeting, pal. Never followed English football before. Started when Ollie got the job. Hate that I missed 30 years of this. Great channel, Goldbridge. Thank you. Well, it's everyone's channel, and welcome to the channel, mate. It's amazing that we're getting people watching just because of Ollie, which is a positive time at the moment. But what I would say is that you touched on it with Phil Jones, Ross, and I've seen a few people in the live comments about this. I've spoken about it this week. I mean, I in no way would I put any shade on Ollie. I think he's doing a great job, and it's almost an impossible job. But we must also be careful about, you know, like you said, Phil Jones, even if he has a good game today, he's not suddenly Van Dijk. He's still Phil Jones. He'll still cost us games, and we still need to improve in that position. What I would say about Phil Jones today is there's nobody else. You know, it's not like Ollie could have picked Bailly. He's suspended. Smalling's injured. Rojo's in Argentina burning his toast. We've got no other option. So Jones has to play, and I think that's why we're all hoping he's going to do well. But we are still a team that Ollie in charge, Zidane in charge, Sir Alex Ferguson back in charge. It's not the manager's fault. There is still issues in that squad, and that is why today is such a big thing, because, yeah, we can go and attack, but we still know that there are players' positions that need to be improved. Ashley Young would be another one for me. So it's a massive test for Manchester United today against a very, very good Spurs team that's been very consistent for a number of years now. Realistically, what's your feeling about the game? Do you think we can? Do you think we will win it, or do you think it might be a step too far for us?
Look, I will be so happy to see this quote. This is United's biggest test of the season, whatever, you know. Just get rid of that. Let's plough through this match, get the win, and shut the media up. And I think that's what's going to happen. The reason why I have this sort of, people call it false positivity, is that I'm not watching the same Man United at the minute that I've been watching for the last 3 or 4 years. I'm watching, it feels like the United of old. And look, we may not get the result today, but in the build-up to it, Ollie said the right things. He's going in with the right mentality, which is to just attack them. And it's the best way to relieve pressure on Phil Jones. It's probably better with a higher line anyway. The right things have been done. The right things have been said. The right teams have been picked. For me, that leads to a positive result. So, I'm going with United win.
I think the other thing as well is you said that you came on buzzing, and there's a lot of people happy in the live comments. And again, look, I must just say that well, we've got something we can tell you as well in a moment about the Sanchez injury, which is interesting. But the rumour is that, well, let's just go back to what I was going to say. A lot of positivity. How many times have we done this, Ross? And we're like, I'm not too happy with this, I'm not too happy with that. To be honest with you, I'm not happy with Jones and Young, but there's nobody else, so I'm not unhappy with that. But every other position, you know, we've got that consistency, we've got that young and energetic front three. You know, I think Matic, Herrera and Pogba is our best midfield, and I felt it was our best midfield since we signed Matic. We just never used it. Lindelof's obviously been brilliant. De Gea's the best goalkeeper in the world. Luke Shaw's our left back. There's some consistency, but also I think there's the fans for the first time in a long time, we're getting 11s where we're basically going, yeah, I can live with that. I'm happy with that. Yeah, that's good. No, I'm not going to moan about it, and which is a great thing as well.
Yeah, absolutely. If I was playing Football Manager and I had the injury list that Ollie had, I'd have probably picked this 11 exactly to the T. Which is, that hasn't been done for me for United in a long time. he's saying the right things as well. And look, the build up to this game, there was a lot of Lukaku's going to start today, Martial was going to be dropped. And to be honest, under Jose, I'd have been bloody fuming about that. I would have lived with that under Ollie because, again, you'd have liked to have think that there was a logical reason for it. It's not like Jose just picking his favourites, and there was a lot of that. There would have been a logical reason for it, and we would have hoped that it would have played out during the game. I wouldn't have trashed it so much. I'd have been slightly disappointed. That's what this positivity brings to the fan base. You know, it does keep us all quiet to a point. All he's got to do now today, like United's biggest test, he's just got to relay it onto the pitch. Shut Tottenham up today, and the rest of the Premier League stand up and take note of us.
I'm getting a few people in the live comments because above the teams below me, we put the last 5 results, and as you can see, for both Spurs and United, it's 4 green wins and 1 loss. The people in the live comments are saying, Mark, please change it because it's 5 wins in a row. I do it by tournament. I don't do it by, last 5 games. That's our last 5 Premier League games because we're playing in the Premier League. So we lost to Liverpool and then we've won 4 under Ollie. Hopefully we can make that 5 today. But Spurs, the same record as us, although they lost more recently. Quite interestingly, went 1-0 up at Wembley against Wolves and then lost 3-1 in the second half. They're certainly beatable, Spurs, but I agree with a lot of people. The thought of Son and Kane running up against people like Young and Jones is a concern, and I think they've got to put in big performances today. They can do it. Ross is right. They have done it before. They've got to do it today because if they put in any of their normal calamity performances, we will get beat. I mean, to me, I think Son's the best player in the Premier League. The thinking man's best player in the league. I think he's absolutely amazing player, Ross. I don't know what other threats you feel about Tottenham. They've got a few, but I just think Son's a fantastic player. And typically, if we'd played them next week, he wouldn't have been able to play because he's off to the Asia Cup. Today's his last game, but he'll get to play against us.
It's interesting because where I live, I'm surrounded by lots and lots of Tottenham fans. And a lot of them, that Son is their darling at the minute. They love him, and rightly so. The guy that they get frustrated with is kind of like our Jesse Lingard as Dele Alli. You hear a lot of Tottenham fans get infuriated with the fact that he does nothing for 90 minutes and then pops up with a goal and gets the headlines, and that tends to be Dele Alli to a T.
They're very similar, aren't they, Ali and Lingard? Anyway, that's why the debate was raging late this week. I mean, to be honest, I think Ali's done more than Lingard in the last year, but not a hell of a lot more.
No, not at all. I think Tottenham could play better without him if they played more attacking players like Son, because he gets benched sometimes. But one thing I will say again is this is at Wembley. It's not Tottenham's home ground. Wembley's a massive pitch, very wide, wider than Old Trafford, I think. So again, the wide players, the wing backs, Shaw and Ashley Young have got a hell of a job today, getting forward and getting back. But I like to think that suits United a little bit better. It always has big pitches, wide play. It's why United have always been good at Wembley. Yeah,
it's important that we do use that width, which is why Young and Shaw will be really important. Man United Forever has made a contribution. He says, I may be the only one, but I find expressions really unfunny and annoying. I hope we beat Spurs so badly that Flex messes him up in the post-match interview. Well, that's not the only reason I want us to win, but it would make for good watching. And Andreas Hansen, thanks for the contribution. He says, we must give Ole time. Would we expect to win this game with Mourinho? I don't think so. So if we lose today, that's okay. The mould in the club is more important at this time. I think there's bigger questions which we can come to in a minute, but I just think that the reason we want to win today is because we want to keep the momentum going. And Mission Impossible, which has become possible because of Ole, we can't afford to lose games. We have got to win. So it's really, really interesting in that point of view. We've got confirmation, Ross, that Sanchez is actually injured. He won't be back in training till Wednesday, so that's why he's not playing. But interestingly enough, Valencia and Fellaini are fit and have just not been picked, which to me that is a positive, because those two players probably would have started under Mourinho, certainly would have been on the bench, and Ollie preferring to put Fred, McTominay and Pereira on the bench ahead of Fellaini.
It's unbelievable, and you're right. If this was Jose, Pogba wouldn't play. Martial probably wouldn't play. It's crazy what a difference a few weeks can make. Again, it's where all the positivity comes through. I'm a little bit disappointed about Sanchez. I really want him to start kicking on in the United shirt. A lot of people have given up on him. I haven't. I still think there's a hell of a player there, and I want to start seeing it. So that's a bit of a setback for him, because he won't come back into the first team straight away. So you're probably not going to see Sanchez start until mid-Feb, which is disappointing.
Definitely. Yeah, I like Sanchez, and I wouldn't have picked. Would you have picked him today though? Again, a bit like Lukaku. Some people were saying Sanchez should start. Do you think he had done enough?
No, not at all. Regardless of any injury, apart from the centre backs, this should have been my team today. I would have played Ash Young at right back. I know it's not great going forward, but today, wide pitch, I think it deserved it. But Sanchez wouldn't have started today. But off the bench, Sanchez can make a hell of an impact to a game, which Lukaku can't. So that would have been the sub for me if things were starting to turn.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm just going to have a quick look at the Spurs bench. But our bench, we sort of touched on it. I'm not anti-Lukaku. I think a lot of people think that United fans dislike Lukaku. It's not. I don't know what your thoughts are, Ross. I don't dislike Lukaku. I just don't think he should start. And I think some people, we live in a society where you either hate something or love it. Well, look, someone's got to be on the bench, and a bench player can be very important. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was the best bench player we've probably ever had. So bench players are very important, and I think Lukaku is a very, very good bench option. I just wouldn't start him. But away from him, I agree with you. I think Sanchez would have been a nice option. Again, it just shows to me the sort of lack of depth in our squad. I think we've got a very, very big squad, but it's full of, well, I suppose, let's be harsh, it's full of sort of deadwood players, isn't it, really? Because we have got a very inflated squad, but I look at that bench without Sanchez, and that's the only injury we've got in the front line, one player, and suddenly we look a little bit light flair-wise, because Mata just doesn't seem to have the legs at the moment.
I think Lukaku's a top striker. He's good at what he does, which is scoring goals. For Manchester United, you need to do a little bit more than just score goals. Paul Scholes has said it. And I do feel a little bit sorry for him, because I don't think anyone was expecting the Rashford that we've got at the minute, which is top class. He's never getting back into this team as long as Rashford, dictates this form. I think that's a given. So I don't think Lukaku can do anything to get in the starting 11 apart from Rashford dropping form or getting injured. Because at the minute, just the way that he doesn't have to score, he doesn't even have to assist. The way Rashford holds the ball up, plays other players into it, runs in behind. He pretty much everything that Lukaku doesn't do well, Rashford does. And you could say it's vice versa with sort of winning headers and everything, but yeah, Rashford's a more complete player for me.
The Spurs bench, a few people asking about that. You got Gazzaniga as the reserve goalkeeper, Danny Rose, Davinson Sanchez, Foyth, Skip, Lamela, and Llorente. To be honest with you, I mean that just sort of confirms it really. This is the battle of the first teams. I don't think our bench is particularly strong based on form. And I don't think that Spurs bench is that good either. So I think it really is about the battle of the first teams, really. No Lucas Moura for Spurs. I think he's injured as well. So, I think Spurs obviously have got the better first 11. I think in the combined 11s, most honest United fans would have had more Spurs players than United. But they looked leggy against Chelsea in the week. And I'm just hoping, as you said there, Ross, that Ollie obviously wants to play a high-intensity pressing game. And he's not had much time to work with the team. He's had a whole week now. And hopefully those fitness levels, which were very lethargic under Mourinho, we were one of the laziest teams in the league. Hopefully we'll start to see today that the benefits of that. And if we do, that could be a massive problem for Spurs, who I think looked dead on their feet against Chelsea on Tuesday night.
Absolutely. Harry Kane's looked seriously unfit for quite a while for me. That's where this sort of hope that Phil Jones pulls out a 10 out of 10 today is that if he is going to do it, it's against Harry Kane, because Harry Kane doesn't do dynamic runs in behind. He's very easy to keep an eye on. He tends to only pop up when defenders switch off. So if Lindelof and Jones, they switched on today, they should be able to pocket Harry Kane. And I've seen crap defenders pocket Harry Kane. I'm not saying that he's a crap striker. He's absolutely world class, but he has more than one or two off games during the season. So there's going to be a lot on that today. But then there's also the taming of Christian Eriksen, which we haven't spoken about. If Matic and Herrera have got huge jobs trying to stop him. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, we've not even touched on Eriksen. We've not really touched on the midfield. And I think, let me just take this comment from Philip Burtonwood. He says it's going to be interesting to see if we go one down to see what way we react. My prediction's 2-1 United. Come on, Reds. I'd love to see that, Philip, actually. I'd love to see that sort of go behind and come back under Ollie, because it would be another element to his development as the manager of United. Moussa Dembele was always a player that sort of dominated United when he played for Spurs and for Fulham. He's obviously not involved today. the midfield battle is going to be an interesting one. Like you said, Eriksen and Winks and Sissoko. On paper, you'd think Herrera, Matic and Pogba should be able to deal with them, but it's all about energy, isn't it? It's all about getting to the ball quicker, and Matic has been good under Ollie. This, again, is another big test for him because he's always levelled as being quite a slow player, and there is a lot of energy around him today.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's a big battle there, and it's I may be wrong when I'm saying this. It's kind of one that I don't want Pogba involved in. I think all the hard work, the tackles should all be left to Matic and Herrera. Let Pogba have that free roll like he's been doing because he's deadly in it. Pogba running forward with the ball is frightening for other teams, and he 9 times out of 10 picks the pass out. So that's how I would set that up today. Let Matic and Herrera do all the donkey work. Let them win the ball, but give Pogba that freedom. And let them worry about us. You know, we have to worry about Eriksen to a point. He's probably the most informed centre midfielder in the world right now. But so's Paul Pogba, to be honest. In the last month, I've seen a player that I hoped United would get. And if he continues this form, and that's the key thing, continues it, all this waste of money thing will sort of quiet down.
Certainly. Well, thanks for popping on, Ross, as usual. Really, really appreciated it. And I hope your prediction's right. I really hope we get a good game today. And I think the result's going to be interesting. I mean, just very quickly, if we do lose it, I suppose it's the manner in which we lose. I don't want us to lose in the way where Phil Jones makes a mistake. If we lose to a better team, it is what it is. There's still a lot of work to do at United, isn't there? But if we can win it, we can dream.
That's it, dream. Ollie's made us dream. And we all want that dream to continue. I can't even think about losing at the minute. I'm all set on this win. It's like a cup final, this feels like for me, which is where all this excitement's come from.
Well, thanks for coming on, pal. I really appreciate it, and I'll speak to you soon.
Mate, catch you later.
Cheers, Ross. And Tom McBride says McTominay will come on and score a bicycle Rabana, triple scorpion, karate kick to win us the game. Thanks for the contribution, Tom. If he does that, we'll all be happy. We'll all be happy. 2-1 United, says Perugio Escobar. Young versus Son is scary, says Dominic Aquil. Look, I've always been quite critical of Ashley Young and Phil Jones, and people will know that. But realistically, certainly the Phil Jones position, who else is going to play there today? I mean, I don't know whether Darmian's got an injury. I probably would play Darmian over Phil Jones, but Phil Jones is a cockroach, isn't he? He survives nuclear war. He's always there. But to be fair, for a man who's always injured, he's fit at a time where we really need him because Smalling's out, Rojo's out, Bay's reckless and got himself suspended. So we only have Phil Jones today. I mean, I would argue that we should be doing something in the transfer market. Maybe that's not for now. Maybe that's for after the game. But we are 13 days into this transfer window. We do need a bloody centre-back. I see Chelsea going out and buying Higuain. Well, not yet, but they're going after Higuain. They're above us. They're not scoring enough goals, so they're going to go and buy a striker who AC Milan don't want to sell. And then we're apparently going, we can't get Koulibaly, we can't get Skriniar because the clubs don't want to sell. Milan don't want to sell Higuain. Everyone's got a bloody price. If you go and spend 90 million on Koulibaly or Skriniar, I tell you what, Inter Milan and Napoli will soon be there going, there you go. You know, we've this is not to do with Ollie, this is not to do today, but Liverpool went and bought Van Dijk last January. These deals can be done. Have we got a board willing to spend the right amount of money to get these deals done? Or do they want all summer to piss about, bartering to end up with bloody Boateng? I mean, just go and spend the money. We need a centre-back. And it's arguable whether we could have got a centre-back in for today, but the transfer window is 13 days old. Imagine if in the first week we'd gone and got Koulibaly or Skriniar, and today we were going to Spurs with Koulibaly and Lindelof. I'd be a lot more confident, and these things can happen. Patrick St. Pierre says if we score early, we'll be fine. 2-1 United. There's a lot of people going with that score for United. Let's forget the negative waves on here. We're going to win, says Roadrunner. Yeah, like I say, I think it may be a discussion for later days. I think it is the day of Phil Jones. It is the day of Phil Jones. We need him to have a good game, because if he has a good game, then I think Manchester United will win. If he has a game where he sometimes does and it doesn't go so well, then that could be a problem for United. But I'm hopeful, he says, that we will win this game of football, because we do. We need to. 100%. So let's see how it goes. Right, I'm just trying to get something working here. I'm having a few problems with it. Okay, I don't quite understand why that's doing that. So let me just come off there. Why is Southgate linked with the United job, says Dylan Walsh. Thanks for the contribution, Dylan. He's just a waistcoat. I nearly said a waistcoat wanker. He's not a wanker. He's done all right at England. That's an in-betweeners line. He's a waistcoat BTEC Pep. There is no way in a million years that Gareth Southgate should be getting the United job. I think it's just Saturday night paper talk. I really do. I don't see for the life of me why you would give Gareth Southgate the Manchester United job. It makes no sense. No sense at all. So hopefully that's not going to be the case. But yeah, I've got a problem with the subscriber count. Please do subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. We're trying to get to 346,000 subscribers. Hopefully when Marcus comes on, I'll be able to sort that out for you. But just a reminder as well, link in the video description for NetBet. They're doing a 40-1 offer for Manchester United. I will play it for you now. No, that's not the right one. A goal to be scored against Brighton, 40-1, which they'll play out for you in free bets. You've got to be over 18 to do it. Please do gamble responsibly. Thanks very much to NetBet for that, and the link is in the video description if you want to get on it. I'll be going through my bets in a moment. Joe Barrett says Higuain is worse than Lukaku. Trust me. Look, Joe, I'm not talking. I really. You know, if Chelsea want to sign Higuain and he's not a very good striker, that's not my point. That isn't my point. What my point is, the quality of the player is irrelevant because they're not coming to United. Higuain's better than Morata for a start, so he'll get them goals. My point is, Chelsea are 9 points ahead of us in a position we want to be in, and they're strengthening a weak area. If that was Manchester United and we were 9 points ahead of Chelsea, do you think our board would go and strengthen a weak area? They'd go, no, let's just see if we've got enough fuel to get over the line because we're already ahead. Chelsea already ahead. You know, Chelsea can't finish third or second or first. They're spending money to finish fourth because being in the Champions League is important to them because they're not in it this year. So they're going to a club that doesn't want to sell a player with the right amount of money and getting that player to force his way out. I don't care if the player's crap or not. They are doing something to improve what they think will improve them in a position they need to improve. I'm talking about the contrast of Manchester United. We're miles behind them. And we're not spending the money to improve the area that we need to improve to be a serious contender for top four. And that, for me, is the area Phil Jones is playing in today. Because we don't want to spend the bloody money. I don't believe in this. I mean, it's not for today because I want to be positive. But I don't believe in this. Now's not the time to sign players. We haven't got them. We don't know who the next manager's going to be. There is no manager in world football that wouldn't want Koulibaly ahead of Phil Jones. So do the deal now. And there's no way that Napoli would not sell him for 90 million. They can say, oh, we don't want to sell at the moment. You give them bloody 90 million and they'll sell him. And he's worth 90 million. Be interesting to see if we go one down, what way we react. Do you agree, Mark? Says Philip Burtonwood. I think it depends, Philip, and thanks for the contribution again. I think it depends how the goal goes in, doesn't it? I still think we will lose a game under Ollie, and whether it's today or not, and I hope it's not today, but whenever it is, I think it's going to be very interesting to see how we react anyway. But one thing I would say is the leadership in this team needs to come from the bench because we don't have the players in the team. We don't have leaders in this football team at Manchester United. We really don't, and we can create leaders. I think Lindelof can become a leader. I think Pogba can become a leader. Even someone like Herrera can become a leader. But we don't have leaders at the moment, and that's something that United have missed, not just in Mourinho's time, Van Gaal's time as well. So that leadership needs to come from people like Ollie on the bench, and he is certainly personable enough to do it. Nicholas P is, I want us to be struggling in the game and Ollie make a tactical change to win the game. Anyone talking about Ollie being manager should want to do the same. I get what you mean there, Nicholas, and thanks for the contribution. I think, you know, I want to win this game of football and I'll win it however we win it. But if you want to give me my dream way of winning a football game, it would be to go 1-0 down and come back and win 2 or 3-1. Because to be behind in a game is something we haven't been with Ollie yet. And to do it against the top team, and I do respect Spurs and they are a top team, I'd love that to happen. But ultimately, I want to win. I really want to win. Jones is a leader, says Chris Maloney. Takes all sorts. Pogba is a leader, says laid back dude. I think he's got the potential to be a leader. I don't think he's been a leader for United yet. I think he can be. Jay Colthurst says, happy with Fellaini out. Now get his understudy McTominay gone. I think Scott McTominay's done very well to make it onto the bench today. Very, very well. But I'd rather McTominay be there than Fellaini. Mata sounds negative. No change under Ollie. Other players pray Ollie. Is he just sad not to not play as much, or that he doesn't get a new contract? Any thoughts? Sorry for the bad English. That's from Andreas Hassan. I haven't seen Mata of late. But I personally, look, I don't want to focus on the negatives because Mata could come on and do what Mata does. But I do think as a player that's turning 31 and is not a first teamer, he may, I wouldn't begrudge him wanting to go back to Spain anyway. But look, absolutely can't wait for this game of football. Really, really excited for it, and I'm hoping that Manchester United can pull off what would be a really, really, really fantastic result for us. Really, really would, and it's a massive test. Look, there's Arsenal fans out there who want us to lose because I was giving them so much stick yesterday for losing to West Ham. Spurs are their biggest bloody rival, and I've seen Arsenal fans on social media going, I wouldn't mind Spurs winning today just so I can take the piss out of Goldbridge. I mean, that's how motivated they are about United at the moment, and I think it's great. I think it's absolutely fantastic because I want Arsenal to beat Chelsea next week. When it comes to the opposition, I don't really like Arsenal, but I hope they beat Chelsea tomorrow because next week because Chelsea are further ahead than Arsenal are. That's how it works to me. But look, it is really, really important game for United, and I'm really looking forward to it. Right, link in the video description for NetBets. You've got to be over 18, and please do gamble responsibly. Just watching the Bournemouth game, they're going right for Everton. It's 1-0, 5 minutes to be added on. NetBet was founded in 2001 and has built a leading online sportsbook and casino platform operating in the UK and internationally in at least 18 countries. So let me just go through what the offer is for them that they're doing exclusively for the United stand. In fact, instead of going through it, I can just play you the video. So it's a goal to be scored. You'll get 40 to 1 if you sign up through the link in the video description. Don't want that noise on anymore. How this works, so let me just go and find the game for you. Where's football? Football's there. And we are playing on Saturday, 19th of January. And we are Manchester United versus Brighton. So I would go with, for the Brighton game, because remember that's what the offer's to do with. I would go with there being over 3.5 goals, because we are playing Brighton. I think my score prediction is going to be about 3-1 for that. So that would be over 3.5 goals, which you'd get at £2.50. So I'm going to put my bet on for that. We'll do that one. And accept changes. There we go. Place the bet. So I've done one bet at £2.50. Sorry, yeah, 2.50 for over 3.5 goals. And I also want to do. Where do I want to do it? Where do I want to do it? Come down. Where is it? I don't want to score a penalty. There it is. I'm going to go 3-1, exact score. Select my bets. There we go. Place my bet. And that's 11.75. So if I get that off, I get £53.75. So link in the video description. I've put my couple of bets on. Got to be 18. Please do gamble responsibly. That is through NetBet. And they are doing that 40 to 1 offer for United stand users for the Brighton game. Link in the video description for that. We've just had a super chat here from Manix SJ. Thoughts on Lingard starting? He needs to perform. Look, for me, Jesse Lingard starts. I don't have an issue with Lingard, Martial and Rashford as our front three. I really don't. I think my mindset with United at the moment is, yeah, we need to sign a right midfielder, and if Douglas Costa had signed for us, he would play where Lingard is. Is Lingard good enough? I've always said Lingard is a bench player in a team that you want to win the title with, but we haven't got many options at the moment, so Lingard needs to play. This team's not good enough to win the title next year. It needs 3 or 4 players adding to it. It needs a decent centre-back to play with Lindelof. It needs a right-back. It needs probably another midfielder to move either Matic or Herrera out, and it probably needs somebody in the Lingard position as well. So that's 4 players. But for what we've got today, I can't argue with that team. And I hope it's good enough to get us a result as well. Andres Hanan says, yeah, we've read that one, which is great. Roma Dude says that the BBC are reporting that AC Milan are preparing a move to sign Marouane Fellaini. Maybe that's why we're not playing him. Keep him... Because what does Fellaini normally do? What does Fellaini normally do when he's when we're trying to sell him? He gets himself injured. So we don't want that to happen. Valencia and Fellaini, Carmine, Pacciano are not part of the squad. They've been dropped. So there you go. And Everton have just scored a second one late on. Calvert-Lewin, 2-0 to Everton. I'll tell you what, isn't the Premier League shit? It really is. Didn't Leicester lose yesterday? Then they went to Everton a couple of weeks ago and won. There's just so many teams below the top six who are just massively inconsistent. It's no wonder like Spurs have got the most points they've ever had at this stage of the season, and then they're still miles off the top. But it's a good goal by Everton. Good goal by Everton. I'd love to see Fellaini sold. That would be amazing, says Tyrone Williams. I tell you what, it would be the start to the year that we all love and crave, wouldn't it? I'd love to see him go as well, but whether it actually happens or not, I don't know. I believe it when I see it with Fellaini. I'm probably the most relaxed I've ever been about Fellaini leaving United, though, because Mourinho's not our boss, and that, to me, is a big fat bonus. So, yeah, very, very happy about that. Very happy indeed, I am, sorry. So let's see how we get on. But we are 21 minutes away from the kickoff of this game. And we are looking a little bit relaxed, I would say. Manchester United at the moment, we're looking relaxed as a whole, which is always a positive. But I'm starting to feel nervous. That's where I'm going with this. I'm starting to feel very nervous, and I don't normally get nervous. I mean, I've said it many a time. When it comes to football and it comes to Manchester United, these are the games I relish. I know we've got Brighton next week and we've had Newcastle and Huddersfield and we've won, but we're expected to win those. These are what it's all about. This is why, part of me, I'd be quite pro a European Super League where we played Real Madrid, AC Milan, Chelsea, the best, I'd love to see a European Super League because every week it would be absolutely big games like this. I don't really want to see a European Super League because I think that would take away from what our domestic league's always been about. But the game today is one of a few games where you get really excited because you're putting yourself up against the very, very best, and that's why I'm excited. Man United fan cam says Phil Jones makes me nervous. Is that Kev? Kev's nervous. Phil Jones makes me very, very nervous. Very, very nervous. But we've got nobody else. I think we've got a sort of... If he does what we know he can do and messes it up for us, it's more reason to go and spend 80, 90 million on a centre-back this transfer window. If he has a good game and we get out of it with a result, he'll get the credit he deserves from me. Wilf says, if Mourinho was the virus, Fellaini was the sneezing nose. I agree. Thanks for the contribution, pal. And Gustavo Cortez says, Manchester United board have made contact with Diego Simeone, part of the bus 2-0. I read that somewhere as well, Gustavo. Look, I'm not one of these flip-floppers. I don't wear flip-flops. They hurt. I don't like flip-flops. They get in between your big toe and your next big toe, and it scrapes and it's horrible. I don't wear flip-flops. I wear the other. I wear the other sort, the ones with just the one strap over the top. So I'm not a flip-flop fan. And yeah, everything's good at the moment, but I'm also fully aware of some of the bad things that are going on at Manchester United. And if we were to get Simeone as manager, Allegri as manager, Conte as manager, or Gareth Southgate as manager, I'll go bloody mad. I'll back them, but I won't be very happy about it because they're not the right sort of manager. Nicholas P says, anyone from AC Milan watching? Fellaini is brilliant. Honestly, you will love him. A powerhouse in midfield. Yeah, if the AC Milan board or the Fenerbahce board or any Chinese clubs are watching, Fellaini's brilliant. We're gutted he's not on the bench today. He's a bloody brilliant player and he'd be a steal for 30 million. If he goes for 30 million, we're going to riot because we don't want Fellaini to go. Where is Fellaini? So, AC Milan board, get on it, quick. Wink, wink. Anyway, Marcus, you're here. How you doing, pal?
How you doing, mate? How is everyone? You all right?
I think we're all very excited. I hope you're excited.
I am excited, yes.
How do you think it's going to go?
I think it's going to go one way, mate. I think United win.
Oh, bloody hell.
I don't see Spurs winning the game. I think it's going to be a good, open, fast, attacking game. And I think United will come out on top in the end. Spurs showed against Chelsea. They are looking lethargic. They are looking tired. Busy Christmas period. So yeah, I think United all the way for me today.
I am liking it, but I'm not liking it. Good luck from Norway, says Ollie Jacob Hodge. We're cheering on Ollie and United. We're getting loads of Norwegians watching now. Come over, invade us again like you did many years ago as the Vikings. You're all welcome. We're loving this. Ollie's army. We are Ollie's army. Ollie's at the wheel. Mark G says, shame Ollie didn't come back as player boss. He could come off the bench and score the winner today. He could probably still do it at his age. He'd probably be better than Lukaku, to be fair. But look, I'm a little bit worried about all this positivity because I've got a lot of time for Spurs and we do the watch-alongs on That's Football, don't we? And Spurs are a good team, but we did Chelsea on Tuesdays, Chelsea Spurs, for anyone who watched it with us. They did look leggy, and I'm just hoping our week away in the sun, hard fitness work, high intensity game, that's a really energetic midfield and front three for us. I'm hoping that we can swarm all over them and sting their ass and get something out of this. But to be honest, my prediction's a 2-2 draw.
No, not for me, mate. I'm going 3-1 United. I think obviously they've got the danger man, probably the best centre forward, one of the best centre forwards in the country at the minute, in Harry Kane. They've got a fantastic playmaker in Ericsson. Son is on fire as well. But I think the big loss, I think there's two key big losses for Spurs, and that's Eric Dyer and Lucas Moura.
Eric Dyer? You're having a laugh.
No, I think he's a really good CDM. I think he's the heartbeat, I think, of Spurs. He controls the midfield, and I think with them having to play Sissoko at the minute, is probably their weakest link is the midfield too, with Winks, is it, and Sissoko.
Yeah.
So I would quite fancy maybe Herrera to do a man job on Ericsson today, and then Pogba should have quite a bit of freedom this afternoon in the midfield.
There we go. Marcus thinks that Eric Dyer is the kingpin of the Spurs midfield. I think he's shite, to be honest, and Mourinho wanted him, but it's all about opinion. Bad code 010 1010 10-1 says today's a huge game. Ollie has had his chance to put his fingerprint on the team. Now let's go and smash Spurs 3-2. I tell you what, I'm going to build it up a little bit more. So if you were feeling a little bit nervous, get ready to feel even more nervous. The eyes of the world are on Manchester United today. We've been giving it, quite rightly, we've been giving it some the last few days and the last few weeks. And there's a lot of people who want us to trip up today. Liverpool fans, Chelsea fans, City fans, definitely Arsenal fans. So we've got that sort of, no, I wouldn't say pressure, but that's in the back of my mind as well. The last thing we want to do is trip up. Fraser Porter says Sissoko is classmate. Just wait. I tell you what, I said it the other night in the preview, and if you didn't watch the preview, you're going to get it now. I think Sissoko is like them all-flavoured Harry Potter beans. Sometimes it tastes of vomit or earwax, and sometimes it's cherry or blueberry. You know, he can be good, but he can be total shit as well. So I wouldn't take Sissoko, to be honest with you. Winks is an interesting one. I think Matic has got a big game today, Marcus, because it is going to be. It's going to be. I think it's going to be a quick game. I think you look at our front three, it's quick. You look at the Spurs front three, it's quick. The midfield is very energetic for Spurs. Herrera and Pogba can be energetic. Matic has got this three. I'm very happy with the team, but there's three players that I think have got to have a good game for United if we want to win. And in the past, they've been a bit suspect. Jones, Young and Matic. If they have a good game, I think we'll win.
Do you know, I think with Matic, I think every United fan's got to admit he has played a hell of a lot better under Solskjaer than what he did with Jose. I think when you look back to the Spurs and Chelsea game the other day, the one thing that Chelsea did do pretty well was press, and they pressed high. And for the last hour of that game, it was all Chelsea, and they probably would have felt a bit hard done by coming away with a 1-0 loss, to be honest. So I think for United, key today, they've got to press from the front. They've got to silence the crowd early. They've got to get control of the ball and try and control the game. But Ashley Young, I mean, down that right-hand side, he's going to have, let's see, you'll probably have Son out there to deal with. Ben Davies will probably do the overlap down there. Luke Shaw, I would fancy him comfortably to deal with Trippier down there. But Phil Jones is the liability. He needs an absolutely flawless game today, because we all know the damage that Harry Kane can do inside the box and outside the box. But I think Jones and Lindelof will be quite comfortable in dealing with him. Lindelof has played very well under Ollie, sort of like become of age now. We're starting to see what he's all about, and he's done fantastically well. So I'm quite confident that them two will be able to deal with it.
I hope you're right. Just want to tactically bring something in there, because there's a good comment I need to read out as well. But I do like my tactics, as people will know, and just keep your eye out for this when you're watching the game, or we'll keep you updated if you're not watching the game. Harry Kane, ball in high. He dominated Phil Jones a year ago. Lindelof's not particularly good in the air, so that's where I don't think the ball over the top's a problem, because Harry Kane's probably not as quicker than Phil Jones or Lindelof. It's the ball in the air, and he scored a header against us in August as well, which Phil Jones should have been marking him on. That's what worries me. Let's hope that doesn't come to pass. It's the physical aerial advantage that Kane will have on Jones and Lindelof that we need to deal with. And with ball deliverers like Eriksen in the team, that could be something that we need to be careful of. Tony over 57 says, do you not think that the United Hierarchy are waiting to see how we do against the top club before dipping into the transfer market? Great channel by man. Thanks for that, Tony, and thanks for the contribution. Maybe, but I don't think, again, I've got a saying, snooze you lose, and I personally think we should just be spending the money. Paul Scholes is in the Norwegian studio today, says Andreas Hansen. Good. And I wish he was in our studio. Not that I'd want to not have Marcus with me. But Henry Williams said the Jose inners are starting to suffer under Ollie. And he's right. Lukaku's on the bench. Valencia and Fellaini not even part of the team, even though they're both fit. Matic is probably the only one, really, from the Fellaini in crew who's doing all right. It's if you were part of that Mourinho in crew, they're suffering a bit, which is also good to see.
They are. I mean, you focused a bit there on the aerial ball in from Spurs for Harry Kane, but I think from Spurs' point of view, you've also got to look at the dangers United possess. I mean, Rashford is full of pace. Lingard loves Wembley. Martial on the left-hand side really coming into form again as well. We've got the front three of our side is enough to cause anyone problems, I think. And, when you look behind them, you've got Pogba, Herrera and Matic covering. I think that's enough to worry any side. And, I agree with what Solskjaer says. Harry Kane, he is a top striker, but our boys ain't bad either, we've got two players in there who have come through the academy system that know each other inside out, in Lingard and Rashford. Everyone just seems to be enjoying their football now. They're playing football with a smile on their face. And Tottenham will be absolutely bricking it, because this is a completely different animal now compared to what we've been used to at the start of the season. And they'll be wary. The pace that United have got, Alderweireld and Vertonghen, they're not the quickest. I'd fancy Rashford to cause a few problems for him, as long as the ball is played along the floor to him and into feet. So I don't think any of these high balls are going to help him. He's not going to outmuscle them. So the balls are definitely got to be played in behind to utilise his pace.
Yeah, I think it's like you say, it's a different Manchester United approach in this game today that Spurs would have expected from a Jose Mourinho. And I think even with Mourinho, we went and won there last season in the FA Cup semi-final. So this Spurs team certainly can be beaten, and I certainly think we've got an opportunity to do it today. But I think that the way we're going to approach it is going to be very, very interesting to see how we do that. Energy, speed.
You just look at the Wolves game, Mark, the other week. Spurs were cruising.
They fade in the second half, don't they? They do fade.
They dropped off. And then you look at them against Chelsea in midweek. They started brightly 10-15 minutes, and then all of a sudden they dropped off. Second half they looked incredibly tired. It's going to be a difficult game for them. And this week in Dubai for United, with the intensity training, I can see it paying dividends off for us. I really can. I don't think Spurs are going to be able to cope with the high intensity and the high pressure that United are going to play.
I hope so. I hope so indeed. Look, it's a big test for Manchester United. It'd be a big test whoever was the manager, whoever we were. Spurs have been ridiculously consistent over the last 3 or 4 years. They're always there or thereabouts. They play a good fun brand of football under Pochettino, and they are favourites for this game. But I tell you what, I'm not even going to bother looking at the league table. I know we're 3 points behind Arsenal. I know we're 9 points behind Chelsea. And I don't think, even if we lose today, the race for top 4 is over. But I do think the race for top 4 when Ollie took over was virtually impossible. He's made it a possibility. If we win today, I think there's almost a danger that we might get too excited in some ways. But if we do win today, then there's real optimism around what we can achieve this season, not just going forward beyond this season. But look, Spurs are a tough ask, and to be honest with you, I'd much rather Spurs won the league over Man City or Liverpool. But even if they beat us today, then they're going to be too inconsistent for that. I just hope that they run out of a little bit of energy, and maybe that will help.
I think they will. I really do. I think they will. Just looking at them, Mark, in the last couple of weeks, everyone had a busy Christmas period, but there's not a lot of teams that have had a week off after Christmas. And United, I suppose, we can. That's one thing we could be thankful for, really. I suppose, in a really weird way to Jose, that we didn't have a game this week. It's. I think it's going to stand us in good stead towards the end of the season. It's also a mission, a bit of a mission for Ollie as well, to get to know his players as well, talk to them individually, find out key elements about them, and just find out how they want to play. I mean, Ollie is well known in the United playing style, so he's read through and through. So that will be very, very apparent in the coming weeks.
Definitely. Right, we've got a super chat here from Brandon Slaughter. He says, "Good morning from Texas, boys. Glory, glory, Man United. 3 points and 5th place." I don't think we would be 5th. I think Arsenal's goal difference would be the same.
+3 or +4, aren't they?
Yeah, but at the end of the day, if we were level with Arsenal, they would be taking a massive L from us tonight. I'm just going to play this clip because I just need to adjust the writing. This is NetBet, as you can see in the top corner there. Link in the video description. You've got to be over 18, and please do gamble responsibly, but they're doing an exclusive United Stand offer for us. This is what it is. And that is it. 40-1 for a goal to be scored in the Brighton-Manchester United game, which is next Saturday. I earlier put my bets on. I think United will win 3-1. And I also said there'll be over 3.5 goals in the game. Obviously, because 3-1 is over 3.5 goals. Link in the video description for that. 40-1 offer if there is any goal in the game, which will be paid out to you in free bets, which you can then use to turn into real money as well. So the link's in the video description for that. Thanks to NetBet. And remember, you've got to be over 18, and please do gamble responsibly. And the link's in the video description, which I've said about 20 times now. So the players are in the tunnel, and there is Phil Jones. He's not wearing pink boots, Marcus. That's a start.
Well, that's a good thing. But I just want to touch on as well that I think for United, they can't afford to lose this game. When you look at the upcoming fixtures next week, Arsenal play Chelsea. I think every United fan, if we win today, would be going for an Arsenal win. And then, of course, you got Tottenham away to Fulham as well. So, I mean, that could be a tricky tie, considering the form Tottenham's been in recently against the lower sides.
Oh, yeah, to be honest, I haven't even thought about catching Tottenham, but 10 points, if we beat them, becomes 7 points. So
yeah, I mean, if we beat Brighton and Tottenham losing it next weekend, it's down to 4. So even third place, there's a lot riding on this result this afternoon, I think. There is a lot. So
we've got 3 winnable games. You should never say that in the Premier League, but we have got 3 winnable games coming up after this in the league. We've got Brighton, we've got Burnley, and then we got Leicester, and then we got Fulham. So we got 4 winnable games in the Premier League coming up. If we can get something here today, it's good. Matthew West says, if we lose, please no negativity. We're on a journey. I don't agree with you there, Matthew. I don't agree with you with that. We'll come back to that. And Wilf says, Jones' pink boots made Dubai possible. Ponder that. Yeah, they did. You're right. I know what you're on about. He got us knocked out of the League Cup,
Yeah,
didn't he?
that's right.
But no, in relation to Matthew West, there, I actually disagree with that. I think that if certain things go wrong, then you have a right to have a go. But I don't think I'd ever be in a situation, unless he did something tactically stupid, which I don't think he can do. I wouldn't be having a go at Ollie. I think it's just the quality of our squad. Is it good enough? Are the players good enough? That may be something to sort of have a moan about, I suppose. But ultimately, there's a lot of positivity around the club, and I hope that we can continue that today. Martial, Pogba, Rashford, Lingard, there's so much to be excited about. And I think what we will see is effort, intensity from United, Marcus, and we haven't always seen that. And that in itself can be a game changer. Yes,
definitely. I mean, that's one of the main things that Ollie has focused on since he's come in. We were down the bottom of the tables on the stats for distance covered and energy and runs made and all that. But we're seeing these last 5 games, we're seeing that United are actually moving quicker on the ball. They're actually playing football. I'm just watching the handshake here between the two managers. Interesting. You got, some would say, the bookie's favourite against the second favourite for the job. There's a lot of different angles people can take into account. I mean, Pogba already talking to his midfield. Exciting times. I think this is going to be an absolute cracker of a game. I really do.
Right, Marcus, just talk to everybody for a minute, because I've just got to change the channel. Yeah. I'm on the slow one.
Okay,
again,
yeah.
So I'm just going to go and change it.
So Superfly hates Graham Souness. You're not the only one, mate. I do as well. Talk absolute shit. Erin Morton is nervous. Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. Look, don't be nervous. I have full confidence in the manager and the team. I really do. I've never felt this confident under Mourinho at all. I'm absolutely buzzing for this one. 2-1 United says upper trash. Aftershock says he's nervous. Look, a couple of people nervous, man. Mark and Marcus top 2 for watch along, says Mr. Junior 450. Thanks for that, mate. Thank you.
Well, I'm back now, and we're just about to kick off. I'll probably be a little bit late getting up the timer because I haven't even opened up the app for the timer. But make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new. I've not said that enough today. Link in the video description for that, and subscribe. Bottom right hand corner, we've got fan cams today. Loads and loads of things going off, and the game is just about to kick off. I'll start that and then I'll turn it on the screen as soon as it does. But subscribe, bottom right hand corner, United Stand. We're live at 8 o'clock every night. We've got transfer daily throughout the transfer window. We got fan cams, we've got loads going on. So just get involved with the channel and join the community. Seems to be a few new Norwegians joining. I wonder why, which is absolutely fantastic. But the game has kicked off. I'm just looking for my timer button so that I can show you all. There it is. There we go. What? We're not 59. What's going on here?
So straight away, Spurs are trying to control the ball at the back. Rashford pressing.
Oh, the timer's bloody broke now.
And Davies into Kane. So danger is cleared away by Matic, but a poor ball to Martial.
We've got bugs in the system today. The live count isn't working, and now the timer's not bloody working.
Solskjaer looking quite happy and confident, might feeling.
Can you hear me, or are you just ignoring me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'll ignore you if you want.
No. I'm trying to get this bloody timer working.
Ander Herrera comes out to the right. Trippier's on there. We've got an overlap with Sissoko. Luke Shaw's got to be careful. Ball in. Harry Kane had peeled away on the back post there. He could have had half a chance, but out for a goal kick.
Right, I ain't got time to be messing around with that, but I've got no idea why it's not working, because it is working. But apologies for that. Apologies for that. Right, we'll keep you up to date with the time. We're 2 minutes in at the moment anyway. We don't show... God, there's somebody in there in the live comments saying, do you show the match? God, blast from the past there.
It's amazing, after all this time, you still get it.
Well, I just want to focus on this game because it's absolutely massive for Manchester United. Is Daniel Levy the Argentine dad in your analogy? Says Red Baron. What an Argentine dad? I thought it was an Argentine girl. I don't know. I can't think what analogy you're on about.
You lost me on that yesterday.
What, in the nightclub?
Yeah, you absolutely lost me. Right, ball over the top. Lingard's. Ooh. Lloris picked up his line there.
Yeah, the sub counter's broke. The timer's broke. I ain't got a bloody clue why. So, and it's one of those. They're two things that you just would never check before you go live. So I'll sort them out for the next game. But at least nothing else is broke. Ben Reedy, you can have a shout out because I actually saw you there. And we are just 3 minutes into the game at the moment.
So United just standing off when the Spurs centre-backs have got the ball.
Well, Rashford is looking like the right-sided player with Lingard more central at the moment, although it looks like he might swap now.
I think you'll probably see a lot of interchanging between the front three this afternoon.
Yeah. Pogba certainly wandering into that left sort of attacking midfield position, which is why I never understand why you would play Sanchez, to be honest, because he'll always wander into Pogba's place. But Spurs having all the ball at the moment. Straight
away, it looks like Herrera's doing a man job on Eriksen. As soon as United lost control of the ball there, and it went switched out to the right, the first person out there was Herrera on Eriksen.
Oh, for anybody who wants the timer to match in with us, we are at 3:52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59. 4 minutes. 4 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there you go. Some people do like to sink in with our timer. Sanchez is injured. Craig. As in the Argentine girl's dad, Daniel Levy doesn't want his daughter to go out with the guy Manchester United says Red Baron. Yeah. Daniel Levy can be the Argentine dad, watching that his Argentine daughter doesn't come off with the United stud. But we'll just do her in the toilets. You'll never know. I don't mean it that way. I mean, we'll just do the deal in the toilets. Some people have a sick mind.
Rashford trying to bully his way past the defence, but doesn't come off. Phil Jones out to Harry Kane.
And everybody who says we're behind, God, it's like Back to the Future here. Right,
is, yeah.
We are watching the game in real time, me and Marcus, but we are streaming via YouTube, which will add in a stream delay. So you think we're watching the game 20 seconds behind you? We're not. You're just seeing us 20 seconds behind us. So we're watching this game second for second, where we are sat watching it. But you are getting our stream 20 or 30 seconds later because that's what YouTube does.
We're in the future and you're in the past.
Yeah.
So United not really had a decent amount of possession so far. Looks like Spurs are just trying to fill United out and see how they're going to set up in the first 5 minutes. Pogba's
I suppose in some ways a draw is not a great result for us, is it? I mean, it is a good result for Ollie, but it's not a good result for Ollie because because we're playing catch up. We've got to win every game, haven't we? Really?
I think if you look at the Arsenal result, a draw is good.
Yeah.
If you look at the Chelsea result, it's not good.
Yeah.
So
especially with that Chelsea Arsenal game next week, if we could win today, it would be amazing.
Exactly. So
fair play to the ref there. I thought it's Mike Dean, the ref, isn't it, as well? Careful about Mike Dean, he's a Spurs fan. There is actually a clip of him where he lets the game play on and he actually goes like that. I think he's applauding himself for playing the game on, but a couple of... And then he's given a foul against Harry Kane, which is even better.
Well, to be fair, I mean, you can see the vibration on the back of Luke Shaw there.
Yeah. And
Harry Kane's run into him, so... And to be fair, Pogba got the ball.
Yeah, some refs would have given a foul.
Yeah. United just need to...
Good interception by Matic there. So yeah, Spurs playing with sort of Son off Kane with Ali in behind them. United playing with Rashford, Martial to the left and sort of Lingard in behind them. Ollie's running over to say, Move forward. That's just somebody should get that as a GIF. Move forward, because that is the total opposite of what Mourinho would ever do.
Yeah.
Breath of fresh air.
Actually, Young trying a couple of fancy tricks there. Ooh. But United not really done anything at the minute. Very quiet start to the first half. Mike Dean's having a word with Young. Ashley Young's captain today as well.
Mark, for future, can you make last results from left to right on both sides? They are. They are left to right on both sides. Spurs won their last one. They lost the game before that. We've won our last 4 and we lost our 5th game. Spurs are in here. Winks. Oh, I tell you what, the cutback there was for Sissoko. We got away with that.
Yeah.
He was one-on-one, but it was to the side. And Trippier's just done Luke Shaw there. Good bit of defending from Phil Jones on the front post, but it was a massive chance for Spurs, that was. I don't know. I was reading that bloody comment, but it's a ball over the top. Phil Jones.
Well, there's 3 players that go towards Son. I mean, all right, he goes past Ashley Young, but Jones and Lindelof.
It's Jones who loses the run, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, you should be aware of the runner from midfield.
Calamity Jones on twice there for me.
That corner at Spurs.
He's like a trolley with no bloody wheels, isn't he? He really is. His manoeuvrability is terrible. Here we go, edge of the box. Over the bar. Winks again. Had a couple of chances there. Not a convincing start from United defensively, to be fair. 9 minutes gone, and yeah, I mean, this is the problem. We need a centre back. We do need a centre back, and I agree with Ryan Banzai. Why wait? Why wait to bring a centre back in? You're going to drop points.
I think they were Spurs might have been looking for a foul there on Ben Davies by Rashford, but no, nothing for me.
Nah.
No.
He's diving for that.
Yeah.
It's Ashley Young, wasn't it?
Like
Luke Shaw started off a bit rusty as well.
The higher long kick out. I mean, they've got to push up here, United.
Yeah, I'll be honest, it's not been a great start from United so far. We've not got any, not because of the chances Spurs have had, but really because we've just not got hold of the ball, Marcus.
No, definitely. Spurs are keeping possession quite well, making United chase it, but I think Spurs won't want to play quickly because they ain't going to want to tire themselves out too early in the game. They'll be quite willing to sit here like they are at the minute, play it around at the back.
Well, Cameron Stone's just made a great point. He says, where's the midfielders picking up Winks? He's a midfielder, for fuck's sake. And it's right. Yeah. Who's picking up the runner Winks? There's no discipline.
Well, Matic did well there against Dele Alli. So here's the
I'd imagine Winks is probably Herrera's man.
Well, Lingard's got it. Left hand side.
Ali will be Matic's man.
Pogba out to the right. Herrera.
Lee Ballington says United might find it a little bit cold.
Lingard.
Lingard couldn't get it down quick enough. It comes to him on the back post and he controls it. And when he actually hits it, it's always off the outside of his foot, moving away. But it's a decent cross from Young.
Yeah. Great first time ball in from Young.
Yeah, he can't really do much more, Lingard, really. Well, he could have bloody scored. But Sean Atwood, I don't like that Rashford is staying to the right. And Lee Ballington saying United might find it a little cold after a week away. I've seen Rashford drifting to the right a lot and Lingard playing centrally. I mean, Lingard appearing on the left there.
Right, this is where United now have got to break quickly.
Here's Martial's first chance. They've got a 3-2 here.
Yeah.
Good ball. Go on, Rashford, back post. Lingard was on the back post and he went for some sort of cross shot, which was crap. But it was good play by Martial, good run by Rashford. Just his final ball. I don't think he actually knew Lingard was there, but it could have been a really good goal. I think you're right, Peter Doyle. He either shoots or crosses, and he sort of did both. Didn't shoot, didn't cross, and it ended up in Lloris's hands. And he would have to be pissed to let that in. It's end to end, though, Marcus.
It is now. Yeah, the game was wide open now. So
Spurs on the attack now. You wouldn't get this under Jose. Give me this every day of the week. Son. Oh, there's loads of... You've got to get tighter than that, Luke. Yeah. He's 20 yards off Trippier, giving him a free cross. Come on. The timer's broke, David Hill, so we'll just update you with the time every time we're sort of talking about it. 12 minutes, 20 seconds we are in at the moment. Please do subscribe to the channel if you're new, because our subscriber count's broke as well. Bottom right-hand corner, please do subscribe and get involved with the United Stand. Rance is at the game tonight as well, so he'll be doing a fan cam. Flex, Adam's there as well. Got loads of people. And Expressions will be given as a fan cam, which is hopefully we'll be shutting him up like I did when I beat him at FIFA.
Right, Matic, ball over. Great
Here we
ball
go.
over.
Oh, put him in.
Go on,
Martial, get your touch in. Oh, it's just not good enough. But he's in the box. What a ball. Oh, I tell you what. United look dangerous on the break.
Waiting. That is the danger signs here. I mean, United got to utilise the pace of Martial, Rashford and Lingard.
It's end-to-end, this.
Yeah, Vertonghen and all the Warriors just cannot keep up with them. It seems like after that chance that Harry Winks had for Spurs, it's almost woke United up now.
Fasten your seatbelts, folks. I think there's going to be goals.
The Spurs, they're not even pressing. They're not pressing high.
Ali's in the house. He says, I've muted the commentator and I've turned up the United Stand. It's Ali. Thanks, Ali. Thanks for the contribution. The game is alive, says Kelly Bruder. It's at Wembley, says Jay Harrod. United looking strong, says Free Techers. Well, I don't know. I just think it's a good game. I think it's the way we're approaching it and the way they're approaching it. It's just great. And Wembley's a big pitch, like Ross said. It means that there's a lot of opportunities there for people.
Yeah, I mean, United, they've got to use the width. It is a big pitch. It's a corner for United.
Yeah, Pogba wanted it and he got it. Toby's not happy. Defo a high-scoring game, says Temper Fusion. You watch, it'll be 0-0 now. But it started off very frenetically. We're just coming up for 15 minutes in. And Ben Cornish, there you go. We're just on 15 minutes in. And bit of a lucky corner. We don't score from corners. God, that's to make a score. Come on. Phil Jones, power header.
Yeah, Jones is in there. Lindelof, Matic.
Phil Jones always, you know what? Lukaku gets a lot of stick, but Phil Jones looks a bit tubby in this kit as well. I don't know whether there's something about the kit.
I think it's the lines, Mark, at the bottom. But ball comes in. Oh.
Someone needs to attack that.
Yeah, someone needs to have a gamble on the front.
Come on. Luke Shaw's had a bit of a rusty start. Needs to get into the game a little bit more. Lindelof's got problems here if he doesn't get rid of it properly. Clever flick by Herrera. If he gets that wrong,
and look at the space on the right-hand side. But no one's looking at Ashley Young out there.
I know.
There we go.
Quick. That's it. It's an entertaining game, says Laid Back Dude. Luke Shaw started dreadfully since Ollie Wakefield.
Rashford was onside there, but the ball was overhit.
Victor Wanyama's injured, I think, it's James Kahuga. I think I agree with Man United. He says the kit's rubbish, I don't like it. Both Spurs and United kit is quite similar with this bit at the bottom.
Pogba's doing a fantastic job on Sissoko at the minute.
Yeah, so it's Sissoko versus Pogba.
Rashford's in.
What a chance!
He's missed.
Oh, he was offside anyway. What a ball by Matic. Rashford's through one-on-one. He tries to dink it over the keeper. It goes wide, but he was offside anyway. But a great ball by Matic to pick that out. And he is offside, to be fair. But it's a good, lovely ball. Lovely ball by Matic. And that's what you get from Matic since Jose's been gone. You know, he actually looks and passes the ball quick and he passes forward. He should have scored, you're right, but he was offside. The time is broke, everybody. I know some of you are just saying it for a laugh, but for anybody who's genuine, the time is broke. So we are 17 minutes in. United are breaking lovely markers.
Yeah, Lingard and Rashford are linking up extremely well down that right-hand side.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that people talk about whether Lukaku should come into the team. He hasn't got that movement, has he? He wouldn't be able to do it.
Lingard, great tracking back. There's the benefits of the Dubai trip. Back to the higher. Oh, Pogba got it. Martial's free if he can get there.
Go on, now that's the ball.
Here we go.
Martial, down that left. Head for that box, kid.
Go on, Martial.
Oh!
Oh!
Lovely play. Lovely play, Martial. Had Alderweireld on toast, just couldn't... Well, he did get the shot away, and Lloris with the feet with the save. But lovely ball by Pogba to win it. And then Martial, that's what you want. No messing about. I'm going for the box here. And lovely. He didn't really have any other option. He had 4 Spurs players around him, but that's lovely play by Martial. It really is. Absolutely top class.
I didn't know where Martial was going then.
So direct. To be fair, Rashford, Lingard and Martial have caused them massive problems so far. It's a breath of fresh air. And United, after a bit of a dodgy first 5 minutes, Marcus, we're probably the team on top at the moment.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, and again, I'll go back to the Spurs and Chelsea game. Very similar. Very similar. Spurs started out in that game, the first 10, 15 minutes, they were on top. And then Chelsea just suddenly took over. And it's going the same way at the minute.
I'll tell you what, I've got a feeling that there's something coming. I just sort of feel that sort of goosebump feeling, which I haven't felt for United for a long time. Justice O says Luke Shaw is a very decent left back, but to be honest, Mark, he's simply not good enough. I agree with Rance. We need a new left back. See, I like Luke Shaw. I do like Luke Shaw, I've got to say. I just think he's had a bit of a dodgy start to this game, but he can grow into it. United started off a bit sluggish. Pogba's come into it more in the last few minutes, which I think is good for Martial. I mean, at the moment, Martial's gone central. Lingard's gone to the left and Rashford's gone to the right. They are really interchanging that front three.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, the midfield won't know who to pick up either with that front three, so they're always going to be on edge throughout the whole 90 minutes.
Somebody just sent in the live comments, can United keep up this intensity? We've had a week off, I don't see why not.
Yeah.
I don't think Spurs can. I think Spurs look knackered.
I do. The Tongan was puffing out his chest just now.
Apologies for the screaming in the background. That's coming from the kitchen. That's my son Seb, who's being a little shit at the moment. He has been for a few days. I think he might be teething, so he'll quieten down in a minute. The timer's broke, Luca.
Come on, United, don't drop off.
Well, we've had the best chance of the game, haven't we, really?
The highest distribution this game so far has not been the best.
Well, it's also always something that gets levelled at him, isn't it?
Great cutting out by Luke Shaw there. The Spurs seem to want to predominantly use this right-hand side, but United are quite happy to use either flank at the minute, which is causing Spurs a problem. So our ball there.
We are 21 minutes in at the moment, Luca, and it's a good performance from United considering we're their away team. And this is a good Spurs team as well. Look, I'm not taking anything for granted. It is a good Spurs team. Red Jedi, win or lose, I'm proud that we have our identity back. Yeah, I think that's an important thing.
Yes.
To cling on to is that, no matter what happens in this game, we will say that there's been already a period in this game where we've done something that we would never ever do under our previous 2 or 3 managers, to be honest. Let's not just talk about Mourinho. I think Mourinho is something we need to move on from, but we can certainly look back at beyond that and say that it's a long time since United have played the right sort of way. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you're new. Bottom right hand corner, get involved. Subscriber count is broke, timer is broke. We've only just found that out, but you can still subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. We've got fan cams, we've got rants and expressions on tonight, who are brothers from different clubs. You thought I was going to say different mothers. That would have been rude. They're brothers from different supporting club backgrounds. Obviously, Expressions is a Spurs fan, and he's got a lot of things to say. and so has Rand. So that'll be interesting. Obviously, flex there as well. Keep Mittel alive. E100 says one of the main tactics during the 08-09 campaign was the swapping of positions of the front three. Nostalgic to see this again in the modern game. I wonder where Ollie got that idea from as well. So yeah.
Lingard made a fantastic run there through the middle. Just a shame Matic overhit the pass. But, when Tottenham are coming forward, they're not coming forward quickly. They really aren't. But whereas United, when they're attacking, it's quick, it's pacey, it's direct. Spurs are quite happy to just try and find that killer pass.
Well, yeah. Mike Drake says
which leads me to think the fitness levels just aren't there at the minute.
Yeah, and it is a long, hard season, and it's a massive advantage for Manchester United to go away and have a week off. Of course, it is. But Mike Drake saying he's loving the positivity. I don't know whether it's because it's the red and the white, but the white shirts just seem to be fading into the pitch, and the red shirts seem to be buzzing around at the moment. And
there's the ball into Kane. But
yeah, that's the one that worries me. The ball into Kane on the edge of the box, because he has got the physical and height advantage over Lindelof and Jones. But they've worked it here. Here's Son. He is a danger man up against Young. A lot of people worried about that. You can see why. He's found Dele Alli, cut back, get rid. Good.
Cleared by De Gea.
And he's found Lindelof as well. Oh, he's held on to that too long for me.
Yeah, he should have put that down the right-hand side of Rashford there.
But we've retained possession. Martial.
Go on, Martial. Unlucky.
Is that going for? How's he put that out for a?
No, I don't know.
Spurs threat. It's not
only a
good
few
enough for
yards, isn't it? Come on, Luke Shaw, you've got to be getting in. Great, I've got to say, great save and tackle there by Jones.
Yeah, but we're still in trouble. A corner. Yeah. That's all come from Martial, really, there. I don't know how he ends up putting that out for throwing for Spurs. He should be at least knocking it off them, and then they've got down the left-hand side, which is surprisingly, it's our weak spot at the moment, that left-hand side. Corner, yeah. This is where Spurs are a threat, because Alderweireld, Kane, Vertonghen, they're more of a threat in the air than we are. We haven't really got anybody dominant in the air today. Oh, what? How's Harry Kane controlling that ball from a corner in the box? Good block, but who's marking him?
Just before the corner, it was Phil Jones that was next to him.
Fucking hell. Harry Kane literally controls it, but we're on a break here. Come on, get it out your feet. Again, Rashford. It's a good run, but there was a ball to Lingard quicker there. He's still got it. Young. We're taking too many touches, I think, at the moment.
I thought Pogba was going to go for a left. Oh.
Well, Martial shoots. I think he was going to take a worldie to do it, but...
Decent effort, but
here it is. Here's the corner. It's Phil Jones again. Oh, my. What's Phil Jones doing there? That is awful defending.
Push on him. It's just like a nudge.
It's not a push, is it? From him. It's clever. He gives him a nudge in front of Ben Davies, who holds him off. But you know what? Phil Jones, you're not Ashley Young, mate. You're a big unit. Don't get bullied like that. Look, we're hanging on. Phil Jones is a bit like a hippo skating on thin ice. We're just waiting for it, hoping for it not to break. He's not a brilliant centre-back, but they haven't scored yet.
Yeah, Son's offside, yeah. So I think overall, first 26 minutes, Tottenham have had the better of possession, but I think chances-wise, I think United have shaded it.
Yeah. Lee Ballington says Shaw's a little bit off it at the moment. First touch and awareness. Yeah. The Black Gamer says, how is that Jones's fault? Because it's not even a big push from Kane. It's like he's a centre-back. If you're a centre-back, you've got to have some physical strength to you. You don't get pushed by the striker. Think about Steve Bruce, Gary Pallister, Vidic. Do you think they're ever going to get shoved over by a striker? You've got to fucking have some physicality about you. Yeah, okay, get shoved, and maybe it's a free kick, but centre-backs shouldn't be getting shoved like that. Man up.
Oh, Pogba. Great skill, Pogba.
Yeah.
Oh.
Bit of a kick out from Pogba there.
Mm.
Bit of a Goldbridge DT moment there, but Ref didn't see it, which is good.
Yeah, I think Lindelof so far has had a great game for me so far.
I think he's had a great sort of last 4 months, really, hasn't he?
He's not put a foot wrong so far. I would have thought Harry Kane would have locked into him and stayed on him, but it seems to have gone the other way. He seems to have gone for Phil Jones. Herrera, great takedown. Nice and calm.
Harry Gale says he gets scared whenever someone says Phil Jones. We just got to get through this game without him making a goal mistake. That's we've all, I said at the very start of this stream, it's Phil Jones Day today, and this game is already looking like it will be quite tight, and I'm hoping that doesn't happen, because this game could be lost or won on a mistake, and it's that tight, Marcus, and hopefully it's a Spurs player who makes a mistake. But they have got they've got a good back four, to be fair.
The problem's over on the left-hand side, they're all our right.
See, why have we got a line of 6 players there and nobody's actually picking up the players? They're just standing off.
Again, good block by Jones. Came out to Ericsson on the edge of the box pretty quickly.
Oh, that's too easy. Good, Matic, good tackle. Get tight, get tight.
Well done, Herrera.
Is that a corner? Or is it offside?
It's offside. Yeah.
There was a point there where Harry Kane was running at our back four, though, and we had 6 players behind him, just in a line, and then we're just nobody's going out to stop the ball.
I suppose a little bit of ball watching there, but nothing really to be concerned about.
Bayes suspended Rian's channel. That sending off he got was a 3-match ban, so this is his final game. Smalling's injured, and Rojo's in Argentina injured.
United are doing well at the minute. They're picking up the 50-50s.
There's Pogba. Switch the play. Switch the play. Sure, look the other way. Bloody switch the play.
Look out to the right, look. See, Martial's gone out to the right now.
There we go.
Ball in. Oh.
We look confused again, Susander Vicky. Well, we are a team that needs to learn how to attack again, aren't we? I mean, that's going to take a little bit of time. I think we had a really good sort of 10 minutes, and I think at the moment we've sort of dropped off again. But you'd expect that. We're playing Spurs. They had a good 10 minutes. We had a good 10 minutes. Maybe it's their turn. Sharath Kamath Fitness says, I don't know why, but I feel a worldie will decide this game. Sonny's concerning me. Well, we all thought there was going to be loads of games because it was goals, because it was game end to end. It's gone a little bit tighter now, to be honest, and maybe 0-0 could happen. But I'd say Spurs are in the ascendancy at the moment, Marcus.
Yeah, I mean, I still think it's an open game. I mean, the scoreline suggests that it's quite tight, but Son's movement is a worry.
They're picking up the ball in the box a lot to me. Here we go, 1-0. What the bloody hell's gone on there? Offside. Oh, thank God for that. I was ready. Niall Mottershaw says, Man United need a centre-back. Who should they buy, Mark? We bloody do need a centre-back. I mean, I think Harry Kane's offside, but it's a fortuitous offside. They're finding the ball in the box too much. The cross comes in from Trippier. It's fortuitous. It hits Dele Alli. It is offside. It is offside. There's no argument about that. It's offside. And I don't think anybody actually was defensively at fault.
No, Dele Alli came round on the back post. The flight of the ball just sort of took it past Herrera and came off Dele Alli's midriff.
Pauline's right though. Defensively, we're a bit all over the place because yes, Harry Kane's offside, but what if who was actually picking him up?
Well, I think you'd have to put that down to one of the centre backs, wouldn't you?
Well, Lindelof was closest to him. Hold on a minute, Marcus. I'll leave it to you a minute. I've just got bloody Robbie's moaning in the next room.
Yeah, okay. Have a look. By centre back. Woodward says Adam Vlogs. Herrera letting Ali get behind him. Wake up, Herrera. I think that was he didn't really have an understanding of what was behind him. He didn't have a clue really.
Some people will know who Robbie is. Red Baron says, like your kid having teething problems, United are having teething problems too. I like what you did there, Red Baron. Thanks for contribution. And Thomas Cherry says we need our wingers to track Trippier and Davies. That is where the width comes in the Spurs side, and they are certainly getting opportunities down the width. But this game's going to yo-yo, Marcus. I think, and I'm not going to moan about what's happening at the moment. Spurs are a good team.
They are a good team, yeah.
And the second half, like you said, could be the key, because that's where Spurs hopefully will tire, like they did against Wolves, like they did against Chelsea.
Yeah, I think United they'll probably done their homework on that and looked at the game Tuesday and said, well, look, Chelsea came out in the second half and absolutely dominated them. Chance after chance Chelsea had. Wolves came out in the second half, put 3 past them. So, yeah, I think the intensity, the pressing will be a little bit higher, probably a bit more faster as well.
Got Lukaku as well, who, all right, I wouldn't start Lukaku, but he's a handful off the bench.
Yeah, I mean, the danger here at the minute is Son. He's off the ball, his movement. No one has a clue where he is.
Good play by Young there, dealing with that high ball. Yeah, it's not Robbie from Arsenal Fan TV, it's Robbie the dog, who has their little bed about 2 metres in front of me behind the computer, and they start moaning in the kitchen if they're not in here. But don't want to miss the match, you see. He'd gone out for a piss and not been let back in. We do need a centre-back active, Dan, and I think that we should be spending that money. The defence isn't good enough. It looks disjointed at times, and I think Matic, we need somebody more mobile, but that probably is for next season. I think a centre back is for January. We're mad if we don't do it, because it will cost us points.
It's quite evident as well in the first 30 minutes. United are looking to switch the play from left to right at every opportunity they can.
Yeah, well, Martial's over on the right at the moment. I mean, I know that confuses the opposition, but I also think it confuses your momentum a little bit as well. I mean, Martial with that great run from the left, I'd like to see that a little bit more, but that's a lovely ball from Shaw into Pogba. He's in the box, he's got 3 or 4 players around him, and Martial skipping through again, but there's a lot of Spurs players back.
Yeah, Rashford just didn't read the pass there.
Oh, good. Phil Jones did well there.
Good tackle
Thought
again.
he did. It nearly was a good tackle, but he's well out of position now. He needs to run back. Here he is, look. Plodder. I've seen that slow, gangly run before somewhere.
I'll tell you what, Spurs can shoot from there all day long if they want.
Yeah. Harry Winks again.
I think the good thing that United have done this half so far is nullifying the threat of Eriksen. He's not really been involved.
Well, it's that man-to-man thing that you mentioned from Herrera, isn't it? We've not really seen a lot from Herrera because he is doing that job.
Done an absolutely fantastic job on him so far.
So we're 35.5 minutes in so far. Sorry the timers broke today and the subscriber count is broke. I don't know why. They just suddenly stopped. I'm just grateful that the stream's not broke. So, yeah.
Rashford wins the header.
It's looking like a tight game at the moment. 35 minutes gone. Still 0-0.
Might need a tube of lube for the second half.
Well, I'm hopeful about the second half because that Spurs team looked so tired against Chelsea. They were 1-0 up against Wolves and they faded. Where are they going to get that fitness back? They're not.
Well, you look at the bench as well, Mark. There's no one really on their bench that can influence the game.
No, I think Spurs have got to win this with their first team, whereas our bench doesn't look great, but Lukaku is an option. Harry Kane, watch out. Good cross. Cleared by Young. Victor says our players are average. Look, I would agree with Victor on that. I don't know why suddenly people think United are going to beat everybody because Ollie's here. Ollie is bringing a lot of positivity, but the problems we had under Mourinho and Van Gaal are still there. We've still got a lot of players that probably aren't good enough, and we're going to have to use transfer windows to do that. It's a hard task. I mean, who's picking up Dele Alli there?
Mate, there's no way he's going to beat De Gea with a header from there.
No, he should have took it down, really. Sophie says we're not pressing.
The Spurs have had 6 attempts, 0 on target to United's 4 and 2 on target. I think the second half is going to be a lot more open. than what we've seen in this first half. United, well, they know, obviously, the results from yesterday. And like Ollie said in his press conference, if we want to go past Spurs, we've got to get a positive result here. So,
Niall Mottershaw says, will Solskjaer become Man United's full-time manager? Well, we won't know that till May, mate, anyway. And here's Martial. Needs an option there. It was a good pass into Pogba, and I think Pogba didn't anticipate it. Best centre-back pairings are Archer and Wall. Lindelof is Archer, and we just need our Wall, says Moses. Thanks for that, Moses. Odian says we should be playing better. I think we've had periods of play in this game where we have played better, but at the moment we're just a little bit. We're not having our moments at the moment.
Berbatov in the stands with Leslie King there.
Josh Savage, I agree. We need to move the ball a bit quicker. But 8 minutes to half time, 38 minutes gone now, and they are using Harry Kane. Oh, that might be an injury there.
Yeah, Sissoko's picked up an injury here,
which could be massive for Manchester United because I don't think their midfield options are that good. Now, if he's pulled a hamstring, he's got to go off.
I think he has. Yeah, he pulled up running. There was no foul on him. I think he's had it.
Yeah, because I think he was going to get that ball.
Yeah.
Sissoko's a goner.
Yeah.
Which from a United point of view is good. You don't wish injury on anyone, but
I mean, it's only going to weaken their midfield now, isn't it?
So it might be his groin, actually.
Who's that? The young lad? Yeah.
Yeah, well, whoever they bring on is going to go in against Pogba, so...
I see Lamella's warming up and the young lad they got down there. Yeah, I think it's his groin, Mark.
Yeah, it's his groin. It's not his hamstring. As somebody who's played football, that's his groin. Manan hits the nail on the head. Don't wish an injury on anyone, but it's good news for us. We've got nearly 9,000 people watching. If you are a subscriber, please hit the share button underneath. You can share it on Twitter, on Facebook. That'd be fantastic. Lots of people getting involved, which is great. And do subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. We've got the fan cams coming up, my match reaction. We've got Transfer Daily every morning at 7 AM. We've got the 8 o'clock show tomorrow night, which is the call-in for you lot. Loads to get involved in. Yeah,
he's coming off. Lamella looks like the one to come on.
So that's interesting what they'll do with Lamella, because Lamella's more of an attacker.
No, that's not Lamella, is it? Is it?
I know Lamella was warming up. Hmm? Oh no, he might be coming back on now. Lazy. Maybe just fancied a lie down. Because you don't pull your groin and then get up and start playing again. So
no, yeah.
He's come on.
They might get him through to half time.
Yeah.
Bit of a risk though, because always, you could tear it even more.
Cock tease. We thought he was going off. He's on. It's a big player for them to lose though, because it's him versus Pogba. Ollie Jacob Hodge says, good for Manchester United, but no one wants to see a man injured. Well, he's still on at the moment, so...
It'll be interesting to see if he can sprint.
Yeah. Well, they won't want him to go off, because I doubt they've got anybody with the physical sort of attributes on the bench to deal with...
He's not moving right.
No.
Definitely not moving. He can hardly run.
Yeah, in fact, they should have took him off, really. I mean, I'll be amazed if he carries on, because if you do yourself, like you say, there's no challenge on him, it's just a sprint and that happens. You've done yourself some damage, haven't you?
Yeah. He's virtually playing as a centre-back at the minute.
Yeah, he's coming off.
Yeah. It is Lamella coming on, yeah. Yeah, he's gone down. No, play on. It's not a head injury. Play on.
Yeah, play on. Martial. Yeah.
Good tackle, but Trippier's having a word with him. What are you fucking pushing him for?
Yeah, you prick. Yeah.
Doesn't need to put the ball out. It's not a head injury.
So Trippier's saying there's a player lying down injured on the floor. It's Luke Shaw who played it on anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Arsehole. Yeah.
Have some of that. Fight.
Yeah.
That's what you want. I love all that. Gets you pumped up more. Trippier's a dickhead. The reality is, if it's not a head injury and he goes down, that's Spurs' problem, isn't it? They should have took him off the first time.
Yeah. They had an opportunity to kick it out.
There's not. To be honest, Marcus, there's not a part of me. If that was Herrera's gone down injured in the middle of the pitch and Spurs played on, I'd say more fool us. We should have took him off. It's not Spurs' responsibility or our responsibility to knock the ball out when a player's gone down with a leg injury. Sod that.
They knew the problem, so they had the opportunity there to take him off straight away. So why let him play on for a couple of minutes and then make the change and then let him sit down in the middle of the pitch? It's pointless. It's not a head injury. There's nothing in the rules that says you have to play it out if it's a leg injury or anything like that. Great covering Lindelof there on Kane.
43 minutes. So we're a couple of minutes off half time, but there'll probably be a few minutes added on because of the injury to Sissoko. So probably about 5 minutes left in this half. But very, very interesting game. I think if this was Huddersfield, we'd be like, ooh, but because it's Spurs, it's so evenly poised, and I just wonder whether United's fitness in the second half is going to come through and Spurs is going to drop.
A bit of play there between Pogba and Lingard, just didn't really come off at the end when it needed to.
Well, you can't pick a winner. And I suppose that's progress for United.
Yeah, I mean,
we're up against a good team, and we're not. It's not like Mourinho, is it? We're parking a bus and we're hanging on in there. We're actually given as much as we're getting. It's a competitive 50-50 game. If somebody was watching this game as a neutral, they'd say, well, there's no obvious golfing talent. What a ball by Pogba. Can Rashford get the shot away? Oh, he can! What a finish! That's why Marcus Rashford's #1 for Manchester United, and that's why Paul Pogba is back for Manchester United. Have some of that! Boom shakalak! Marcus Rashford's in the house. 1-0. What a finish! What a ball by Pogba! I just don't think we expected it, Marcus. I just don't think we expected it. The ball by Pogba was amazing from his own half, and Rashford from there, he's very wide. He's very wide, and Lloris, maybe he's pissed, I don't know. Maybe it's a great finish, I'll have to see from this angle. But it's a lovely finish by Rashford, and that's why Lukaku ain't playing for Manchester United. Absolutely superb.
That was an absolutely phenomenal ball by Pogba. Phenomenal. One touch to get it out of his feet. The ball out to the right. Rashford, one touch, get it under control. Into his path. First time hit. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. The vision of the pass that Pogba knew Rashford was on his bike and going, and Vertonghen just could not keep up with him.
Yeah, and a load of people. Luke Shaw running up to Pogba straight afterwards, because the ball from Pogba is on another level. Absolutely superb from Pogba. And the finish, the whole goal was brilliant. The whole goal is brilliant. And we were just talking then about how the game is so evenly poised, and it is. But bits of brilliance will change a game, and that's something that United's pace. We were talking about this before the game as well. The pace against Vertonghen and Alderweireld, of Rashford, of Lingard, of Martial, can cause them problems on the break. Yeah. And when you've got basically a midfield quarterback like Pogba who can hit a ball like that, I mean, Rashford's still got a lot of work to do, but that's why Rashford's playing instead of Lukaku, because you can't hit that ball to Lukaku, because that ends up in Sainsbury's car park off his right foot. He ain't got one. So brilliant finish by Rashford, brilliant ball.
Well, this is it. I mean, you look at the options you got there. When that ball's played from Pogba, Rashford, he's got the choice to hit it, which he did do, and he scores. They don't know whether he's going to take it down and try a couple of tricks, get past them. With Lukaku, as you just said there, it's either in Sainsbury's car park or it's on his left foot. It's so obvious what he's going to do. So, with Rashford, I just think he makes the defenders think a hell of a lot more than what Lukaku does.
Well, we were preparing for half-time at 0-0, and we're going in at 1-0, and we've been speaking about this a lot. I wonder about Tottenham's energy levels, and if we're in front, that is even more if we can hit them on the break. Pradney Awadki says 2 words for that goal: pure class. What a beauty. And it is a thing of class. And Pratic St. Pierre says Rash earning that number 10 shirt these last 5 games. I said a year ago that I want Rashford to break. I want him to break Rooney's goal record. Gary Neville commentating. Wonder what he thinks now. If Gary Neville was calling the shots, we would be fighting relegation with Moyes, says Red Baron. Yeah, well, Gary Neville's got a right to his opinion. That's his opinion. But I don't think Mourinho's even on the planet. This wouldn't happen. This team wouldn't happen. So absolutely superb. Manchester United 1-0. Hopefully I can change the score. Hopefully that's something that is working. The timer's not. The subscriber count's not. But hopefully the score is. And it's 1-0 to Manchester United. And Arsenal fans around the globe lament because they probably want us to lose. But we're not. We're winning. The timer's not bloody working as well. I can't fucking believe it. Nothing's working.
I'm just seeing Pogba come off there when he's talking to Herrera. I've never seen that guy smile at half time under Mourinho coming off, going into the dressing room, and he's got a great, fantastic smile on there, and the players, they just look rejuvenated. They look.
Hello, we should be back now. We should be back. We lost a few people there, but we should be back. And the great thing is that the timer is working and the score is working. Are you still there, Marcus?
Yeah, I'm still here, mate.
Yeah. We don't know what happened there, but we were having more and more gremlins in the system, effectively, and we are back now. We are back now. And,
there we go. Yeah, come back now.
Yeah. Sorry, apologies for that. We had a problem, but closing it down and starting again seems to have sorted it out because we've got the score, we've got the subscriber count working, and that means we'll have the timer working, which is absolutely fantastic. But what a half, Marcus, that was for Manchester United. I mean, we're playing an opposition that is a very good opposition. They're 10 points ahead of us. They are a very good team. We are away from home. I'm not going to bullshit and say we were brilliant in that half. I think it was a very, very even half, which was decided by a goal befitting of a game like that.
Well, I mean, let's give Rashford and Pogba enormous credit there. I mean, Pogba for spotting the pass, and what an absolutely phenomenal pass. It was perfection for Rashford, running down that right-hand side. Rashford's touch as well to control the ball and then to hit it. I think Lloris got fingertips to it. I'm not too sure. But either way, it was unstoppable for him. Absolutely unstoppable. And I think, looking at the chances created for both teams, Spurs, apart from the Harry Winks cutting the ball across the face of goal, there's not really been any danger from Spurs. I think De Gea has not had any save to make, whereas Lloris has had a couple to make in that first half. So I think overall United are, odds on, I think, now to win this game. So I think the tiredness factor will creep in the second half now.
It's all about concentration. Graham Outerbridge says, Mark, I know all opinions are valid, but how could anyone still be Mourinho in after that half? Same players, different team. Exactly. I think we all predicted that when Mourinho was here. Justice O, Pogba is looking at a true leader under Ollie. Well, Ollie, after the first 5 minutes, we clocked it. He came out onto the edge of the pitch after first 5 minutes and was telling his team to push forward. That's a total different thing from Manchester United. It's a different Manchester United. Calm down, it's only Spurs, rival fans. Ollie, says Mr. Glenn Jensen. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, mate. But the thing is that if you can think long back enough to when United used to be a decent team, and we did used to play teams around the top 4, they're always tight games. They're always tight games pretty much. And United have had the best chances in that game. Martial had a chance. Rashford had a chance. Spurs haven't really had a shot on goal at De Gea yet. So we're causing them more problems on the break than they are causing us at all. And the point is that goal, to score a goal of that quality in a game like this is massively, massively satisfying. But sometimes you need a goal of that quality to change a game like this. And I think focus is massively important, like John Lim just said. But I do believe that Spurs look like a team that's very, very tired. And I'm just watching the goal back again here. I mean, it's Trippier who makes the mistake, which is absolutely just this jam on toast, having shoved Martial, you little prick. But the ball by Pogba was great. And then the finish by Rashford, I don't know whether Lloris should be getting closer to it or not. or whether it's just a very, very good finish. But the pass from Pogba is superb. We really need to see it from Lloris's angle.
I think he does get his fingers to it. I'm sure he gets his fingers. He does, yeah.
It's just the speed of the shot.
Yeah,
is Eriksen playing? Herrera's doing a fantastic job, says Philip Heaslin. Thanks for the contribution. You can do that through the $ at the bottom. Yeah, Lloris gets a touch, says Calamity Jones. Talking to Phil Jones, I mean, the defence is a problem, Marcus, and that's what I'm hoping, that that Spurs will become more tired and will become more fresh, because the second goal, I think, kills this game. Defensively, we are still a little bit suspect, but Spurs have got to chase the game now, and we're already finding gaps in their back four.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be quite honest here. I think Spurs have sat back quite a fair bit in that first half. But I think that's all to do with the energy levels. They look absolutely knackered. And now, in the second half, they've got to come out and chase the game. They've got to try and play a bit quicker. They've got to try and press a little bit higher up the pitch as well, which is only going to play into United's hands. You know, United are fresh. The energy is there. If they attack quickly, as they have been doing in the first half on the counter-attacks, if they attack with pace and keep going, I can see another goal coming for United. It's just a matter of when. They'll just pick him off.
That game's there. That game is there to be won for United. Jordan Harvey says Pogba's looking fresh. Haider Hamand says, please shout out Yunus Saeed and Shuba Haider, man, watching from Australia. There's your shout outs, Yunus Saeed and Shuba Haider, man. Look, the game's there for United to win, but we are away from home. Spurs are a decent team. I think the second half is coming up very, very quickly, and it's very, very exciting. To be fair, Marcus predicted a win, Ross predicted a win, many of you predicted a win. I think I probably showed a little bit of respect to Spurs because they are a good team, which will make the result even better for me if we go on to win this. I went 2-2. If we can get a win out of this, God knows what we can achieve this season. Zachary Purvis says, Mark, a bit of subject, but Carrasco was sold to the Chinese club because they're owned by the same people. That was what I read when it happened. Thanks, Zachary, about the rumours around Carrasco. And Seymour Truner Jr. says, Alderweireld is not the centre-back we should sign. It's so clear in this match. Break the bank on Koulibaly, whatever the cost. I'm glad that somebody's pointed that out because I've been saying this about Alderweireld for a long time. He's not the defender he was in his prime. And Pranay Singh says Lloris was too far forward and running back full tilt and maybe wasn't in the best position, but the strike was still perfect. Oh no, nothing's going against Rashford there. Maybe Lloris had a few drinks last night. I don't know. But to be fair, I think it's just the pace of the shot. It's a good finish.
Yeah, I think it's a fantastic finish. Lloris had not enough time to get there to his near post and set his position, get his angles right. Maybe he could have dived a little bit quicker, but the fingertips, it looked like the fingertips, when he saved the ball and you see it in slow motion, it looks like he tried to push the ball out across the face of goal, but he's just not got that strong a hand on it, and it's got in the bottom corner. But I've got to say, as much as fantastic and as clinical as the finish was, the pass from Pogba was absolutely superb. Absolutely superb.
Eric Tapgun says, anyone remember Ollie's time with Cardiff now? Well, you know, I think Ollie gets a lot of unfair criticism because of the Cardiff game. Because ultimately, if you give somebody better players, they're going to perform better. So, tactically, I think Manchester United today have got it perfect. The midfield battle is a battle. I'm not going to say that we're winning the midfield battle, although we are, because Pogba's provided the goal from the midfield. But Winks and Sissoko before he went off, obviously that's a big loss for Spurs. And then it's interesting actually that Pogba provides a pass after Sissoko's gone. I don't think anybody was going to stop that pass. But United, Matic, Herrera's kept Eriksen very quiet, so that's nullified that. Matic has kept Ali quiet, and Pogba's got the better of his opposition because he's provided that goal. Up front, I think Kane and Son have looked a threat, and United have at times looked a little bit suspect. But at the other end, I think Lingard, Martial and Rashford's movement has caused all sorts of problems for the Spurs backline. And United, I would say, deservedly over the half, are shading it 1-0. Niall Griffin says, can't wait for United and PSG. Well, let's not run before we can walk. And Danny G says, totally off subject, but why can't Manchester United seniors play against directly the youth team to fast-track youth development? Also, you think Lukaku will go? It's a weird one, Danny. And yeah, well, look, our youth players, I wouldn't have played any of them today. It's too big a game for that. I wouldn't be playing Chong or Gomez or Greenwood today. And I do think that Lukaku, as a bench option in the last 20 minutes, Marcus, could be a real problem because he wants to play in the first team.
It could be, yeah.
There's no way Lukaku's going to sit on the bench for United for the next 2 or 3 years. He'll move. But I don't think Lukaku's got a place in the first team. But in the short term, between now and May, I think he's a great option to have coming off the bench because he'd be hungry. He wants to get his place back. So I'd get Lukaku on with 20 minutes to go and let him run at him.
I'd probably, unless we're in trouble, I wouldn't bring him on until the last 10 minutes, because I think the pace of Rashford or the pace of Martial or Lingard, whichever one comes off for him, is more of a danger than what Lukaku brings. I think with Alderweireld and Vertonghen as the centre-backs, I think Lukaku really, he's not going to get away from them. I don't think he has that acceleration in him. He's quick, but he's not as quick as Rashford. So I think you'd have to rely on playing the ball into his feet, and hopefully his first touch don't let him down. Whereas with Rashford, as we've seen, you can play the ball out to him and he'll run onto it and he'll put it away. So I think maybe a Lukaku change would slow us down on the counter-attack. So last 10-minute option for me.
And I think the brilliance of that ball is if there is anybody out there thinking Lukaku should be starting over Rashford, because Rashford is playing as the central striker. He's not a bloody winger, and I don't want to see Martial drop so Lukaku can go up front and Rashford can go to the left. Rashford's got to play up front every bloody game. And the great thing about that ball from Pogba is that's Pogba's best foot. That's his right foot hitting it into the right channel, and it needs a right-sided striker to put it home. If that's Lukaku, Lukaku can make that run and Lukaku can get on the end of that ball. But Lukaku's got to cut back to shoot with his left. He can't hit that. He can't score that goal. So Rashford gets the best out of Pogba because that's the natural ball that Pogba wants to play. It's to the right footer, but Lukaku's a left footer. Xander Vicky, Ollie brought back hope and excitement. Thank you guys for the great channel. Thanks, Xander, for the contribution. And remember to subscribe if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner, we got fan cams tonight. The fan cams are going to be lit. Make sure you watch the fan cams tonight because we're going to have Expressions on, who's the Spurs fan. And we're going to have Rance's brother, who's a United fan. So that's going to be fun to watch. And obviously I'll be doing my match reaction as well. Fredson says it seemed like Spurs only kept on Sissoko to stop the next Man United attack. He sat down when Man United got the ball going forward. Lamela was ready. Yeah, I don't really know what Spurs have done with Lamela. There wasn't really a lot of time between Sissoko going off and his scoring to sort of see how Spurs have set up. So Sissoko is obviously a very combative box-to-box midfielder who was going head-to-head with Pogba. He's gone off injured. They've brought Lamela on, who's more of an attacker, so I don't know whether Dele Alli's meant to be dropping in. Sharath Kamath Fitness says, as a fitness coach, I want to say that Shaw is not fat, he's blocky, and that's genetic, so everyone can chill the F out. His job today is to defend so that the forwards can stay high. Good point. And Danny G says that... What does Danny G say? What about Lukaku and Rashford as a front two? Why?
Don't need them, do you?
Why would you do that? Why? I don't... Because you're going to have to drop Lingard or Martial, so...
Yeah.
No, not for me. Lukaku's... Sit down on the bench, Lukaku. That's your place.
The good thing for United in the second half is that now Lamela has come on, Pogba is going to have a little bit more freedom in that midfield now. He hasn't got two CDMs he's facing. He's only going to have one now in Harry Winks. Lamela, I don't see defending an awful lot in that central midfield position. So Pogba is going to get a lot more freedom in the second half, which, for us is a fantastic thing.
Hey, the timer's working as well. Back of the net. Everything's going United's way at the moment. Right, we're just about ready to kick off second half.
No changes. There we go.
There we go. We're off. And the time is working as well. And the subscriber count is working as well. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you are new. And we're up and running for the second half. And this game is there to be won. Let's not beat about the bush here. It's there to be won.
Well, I think from Pochettino's point of view, he's brought on his most attacking player already. He doesn't really use... I can't remember that guy's name. Their sub-striker.
Oh, Llorente. Yeah, Llorente, he's more of a long ball, isn't he?
Yeah, so I think from an attacking point of view now, for the way Pochettino plays, he's brought on the most valuable sub he's got. So I think United now will be quite comfortable, play their own game, work the ball, make sure Spurs do a lot of running, and use the width of the pitch as well. We need the second goal to make sure the game is killed off.
Sharath Kamath Fitness says Spurs will be playing a midfield diamond. Yeah, I think they've got to now, haven't they? So that's the way they've got to go. United just need to be concentrating this second half. I mean, that's probably the first shot at De Gea in the whole game, and that's Son, and it's basically just a rolling shot from outside the box. It's so easy to save. We've got to keep our concentration going. I mean, this will be interesting, how United deal with this, Marcus, considering we know how Mourinho would deal with it. About 10 minutes from now, you get Fellaini coming on. We'd sit back and soak up the pressure. Ollie's an attacking manager. I would hope he'll be thinking, nah, let's keep going and let's get the second goal.
Well, just seeing a stat there, since September 2014, 68 games we played when leading at half time. We've won 62 and drawn 6, yeah. So, I mean, United are in again. Round the back.
Oh, it's worked. It's Martial.
It has. Rashford. Oh. But again, United, they're not sitting off. They're still playing.
No, I think Spurs have got to attack, so we should attack because there'll be space.
Never a foul. Lingard got the ball. But again, as soon as Ericsson picks that ball up, there's someone on him. Not flies to a turd, mate.
I agree with Dexter Manchester. He says that we've got to keep pressing, and I think this is what we were talking about through the week, before the game, through the first half. We were thinking, even if it's 0-0 at half time, Spurs' fitness levels shouldn't be what our fitness levels are, and we ain't got a game till next Saturday. Them players have got to come off that pitch in a United shirt absolutely dead on their feet. Everything they've got, because if they do, we've got more fitness than Spurs. Spurs are leggy. And if we do that, we win the game and get 3 points.
Now Spurs, they've only got 2 options now off the bench as well. I mean, trying to play it in.
Where are you, Jones?
Great save.
Where's Phil Jones there?
Yeah, great save.
How's he losing Harry Kane there? Good save by De Gea, but Harry Kane's in. It's just one pass from Dele Alli. Why is Phil Jones? He's got the turning space of a broken down tractor. What is he doing? Here we go.
Lingard, yeah, pacing.
No, he can't get ahead of his hand in there. Lingard's not particularly fast, you know. If that was Rashford, I think we're in 1-on-1.
That should be a bit of a wake-up call for United this second half now.
I do worry about Jones. I worry about Jones in general, but his positional sense there is how Harry Kane is getting a shot.
There's a man at the back post. Dele Alli went for the cheeky one at the far post, killed him, but yeah,
KA says stop talking about Jones. When he starts defending, I'll stop. It's not Luke Shaw's fault. It's bloody Phil Jones. He just stands up. You can't let the man go. Go with the runner. Don't try and play offside. That's what he's doing.
To be fair to Hayes, it's a good save, but it is straight at him, literally. Right. Come on, Rashford, chase. Oh, unlucky.
Yeah, Alexis Sanchez is actually injured. He's not back training till Wednesday, so he would have been a nice option off the bench. I agree. Spurs have started off much better than we have. United need to sort themselves out here.
They do, yeah.
Spurs have started off much better.
Great save,
What a save by De Gea. And it was onside as well. Yeah, was it Dele Alli? Yeah. Worldy by De Gea. Started off very, very sluggish, Manchester United here.
Right, here come United now with Pogba.
Take the yellow card there. Dele Alli, you're having that, mate.
Yeah. I think so far the rest's been okay as well. Got the major decisions right. Again, Spurs are playing that one-touch football at the minute, causing United problems.
There's the cross. It's a good save. Good save.
It is, yeah.
He gets both hands on it, to be fair. But it's still it's a world-class save, that is, because of the bounce in front of him.
United look like they're still in the dressing room at the minute.
50 minutes gone. Shout out to the mods on the live comments today. Sophie, George, Kyle. I'm sure. Who else is on there, Marcus?
Maria's there.
Maria.
I think I've seen Paul there as well. That should be a foul, Wes. Come on. Yeah.
Well, Spurs have gone for it in this opening first few minutes of the second half, and their intensity is better than ours. So that's a bit of a concern, because I thought that our intensity and fitness would be better than theirs. But there's still 40 minutes. United just need to get to grips with this a little bit. Vertonghen just muscling off Shaw there. Be interesting if they did get Lukaku on, because it would be Belgian against two Belgians.
It would be, yeah. But, I mean, I wouldn't really want to bring off any of the front three, to be honest, Mark, at this minute. I just think the pace that they bring to the game is a lot more dangerous than what Lukaku can bring. United got quite a high line here as well. Rashford getting there.
Yeah, we're not pressing them at the moment, but sometimes a press is a bit of a, you do it for 5 minutes, then you don't. My question is, where are all that Pogba Slaters, Mourinho winners now? He's still a virus, just wondering, from Julian Ness. I think that argument ended a long time ago. I think anybody with any brains knows that Mourinho was the problem at United, and we've all moved on from it. Anyway, Ashley Young's got a bit of space on the right hand side here to Pogba. He's got two players on him. Get up! You weren't fouled. Get up! Oh, he was fouled. No, he wasn't fouled.
No, I think
yes, he was fouled.
Corner.
Bit of indiscipline from Spurs as well, which is always good to see. It's a corner for United. I don't think we've got the height to score from a corner, but you never know.
Well, yeah, I mean, Matic was quite tall, Pogba's tall.
We need a second goal, WizKid, BB, I agree. If we get a second goal, I think it's 3 points in the bag, which, let's be honest, would be absolutely amazing against Spurs. Cleared. Good ball by Herrera. Young.
What's going on here?
Pogba! Oh, tell you what. Good cross by Young. Pogba gets up. He's got his direction on it. I just don't think he could get the power. But Lloris still has to dive and catch it. It's a good cross by Young. It's a good header by Pogba. It's not quite where he needed to be. It's a little bit close to Lloris, but it was close. It was a good chance. And Pogba is a threat in that midfield. He's probably the tallest player in the midfield. Ericsson and Winks, not that particularly tall. Ray Carl Brown Amore says it's great to watch United again. Good tackle, Phil Jones. Didn't realise he'd done it, but there you go.
Looked around him to see where the ball was.
Get rid of it, Luke.
Score. Get rid of it, Dave. Yep.
Not quite holding the ball up a bit at the moment, are we? We're not. We need to get hold of the ball a bit. Turn Herrera, yeah.
I think Herrera's had a really solid game today.
Well, we've not noticed Ericsson, have we?
No, I think he's been absolutely solid.
Ari Guadalia says it seems like their game plan is to double team Pogba, best midfielder in the world. Where are all the haters? Thanks for the contribution, pal. They can do what they like to Pogba now. I mean, he's nearly just scored a header. He's already set a goal up, so he's done his bit in this game already.
United just starting to get a few passes together, trying to control the game.
I tell you what, it's early days for me to say this, but if United can win this game, the next four Premier League games we've got, Burnley and Brighton at home, and then Leicester and Fulham.
Again. It's over Lloris.
Oh, what a save by Lloris. It's nearly an own goal. Trippier going for a double. Good run by Pogba. Trippier sticks his foot out to stop Pogba blasting it home, and Lloris has to tip it over the bar because it's going in.
You get to touch on it, Pogba.
That's going in. That's going in. Another corner for United. Fucking hell. If we get that goal...
Right, you've been too. Right, United with the corner.
Young with the cross. Tipped away Lloris. Rashford. Ridiculous. Marcus, I'm just going to pop to the toilet.
Yeah, mate, go for it. Go for it. The Jedi says the hustle from Pogba. Acted down, says Pogba, Lloris, French teammate. Yep. Good save, says Tejas. We'll score again, mark my words, says Super Bowl. I think we will. I think the game is set up for United to win this. I think the longer the game goes, with Spurs not scoring, the energy levels will just drop. Is it just me, or is Matic bossing that midfield, looking like a different player, says Matt Powell? He has been quite good. He has been quite good. Harry, oh yeah. AJ Nell's loving it. We need a left-footed in-swinger, says James Miller. United just taking a couple of risks there at the back. No need to do that. Keep me lit. How you doing? I'm good. Neil, how are you? Attack, 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 says Jackie. Do I regret backing Jose, says Steve? Not in the first two seasons, because there was progress, albeit minor progress, but there was progress. This season, I gave up on him after we got beat by Spurs at Old Trafford. Corner for Spurs on our left-hand side. Right, Austin, how you doing? Tottenham are getting lazy, James, yeah. But saying that, great.
Oh, bloody hell. Harry Kane, level with the 6-yard box, heads it straight at De Gea. It's a chance. It's a chance. It's a big chance. And again, who's marking Kane? Well, we know who's marking Kane.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's headed it into the ground there, so it's took the pace off the ball.
He's just too strong. To be fair, I know it's always Phil Jones when it comes to Harry Kane because that's who's marking him, but Lindelof would be the same. Harry Kane, I said this before the game, he's physically too strong for Jones and Lindelof. And if they get the right ball into the box, it's going to be a problem. This is why we need to go and sign a centre-back. Skriniar or a Koulibaly. This is why Chris Smalling plays for Manchester United when he's fit, because he's good in the air. He's physical. Lindelof and Jones, they're not strong enough in the air. But there are only fit centre-backs, so what are you going to do? This is why they should... You know, if Ed Woodward knew anything about football, he'd be watching this game going, I need to go and spend 90 million on a centre-back if I want top 4 this year. But he won't. He'll go, oh, yeah, what a game by Phil Jones. Brilliant. Because he ain't got a bloody clue about football. He probably won't even watch it. He'll just get clean sheet up on bloody BBC iPlayer and go, yeah, I'm happy with that. The centre-back pairing, it's a bit of a mismatch because neither of them are very good in the air, and you need that.
Yeah. They're, United putting in a couple of rash tackles now as well.
Well, Spurs have started this half off better than we have. I mean, Pogba's had a good start to the half, but we're a little bit Mourinho-esque, I would say. We're standing off a lot, and I think the opportunity is there to get something. Red Baron says Daley Blin's better than Phil Jones.
Oh, Martial
sleeping there. There's the cross. Oh, Lamela. I'm glad he missed that. Yeah. He thought Kane was going to get it and he bottled it. I think he closed his eyes because it hit him on the shoulder, but it was a simple header for Lamela. Martial's gone to sleep. Trippier puts the cross in. And Lamella's a bit unsighted because of Harry Kane. But Kane nearly gets it as well. Yeah. To be fair, Lamella's got no chance on that. We're hanging on a bit here.
I'll tell you what, I think maybe, just maybe, you might need to bring on someone to hold that ball up top. But He's just not keeping the ball on the ground. Seems to be going long ball now. Ashley Young's got to watch Son behind him. Kane's in the box.
See, this is Lindelof on Kane.
There we go.
Oh, yeah, well done.
Well done, Matic. I see Pogba loot. Oh, thankfully Pogba got it back.
They're a lot hungrier than us at the moment. I think
They are,
Pogba
yeah.
apart, everyone else needs to up their game a bit. To be fair, Matic's looking good this game, so Julian Ness. Yeah, he's doing a good job. Pogba's been the standout player for United this second half, though. Everybody else just needs to up their game. Good play from Lindelof into Martial. Go on, run at him in the box.
Oh,
Lovely. Pogba! Oh, what a save, Lloris! Oh, it would have been a great goal. Pogba and Lingard works well to Martial to lay it off to Pogba, and Lloris gets down low. That's what United need to do. That's what we need to do.
Why's Jones making a tackle on Harry Kane there?
We're going to need the second goal, I think.
Get in Luke Shaw. There we go, starting to brighten up again, just like in the first half. United waited 10 minutes in the first half, then they woke up. A great spot there from Martial to see Pogba on the edge of the box. Yeah, he takes a deflection. I think it was off Ben Davies. Yeah. Off his right boot.
I don't think Pogba's shot was going in then.
United free kick.
Next goal is massive in this game. I think if we get it, we get the 3 points.
A couple of people for United warming up on the touchline. I think it's Lukaku out there warming up. Oh, great tackle,
good
Lindelof.
Tackle, Lindelof. There.
What tackle?
He had to make it. Watch out, Young.
Well, actually, come on. Get up.
That's a foul. Come on. Well, it's a good game now. This is what you want. This is what you want. What a beast, Lindelof.
Actually, Young might have hurt himself there, actually. That is alright. Rashford down the right. Throw into Spurs.
It seems to have gone up a gear now.
When United press those Spurs, they haven't got their game plan. They don't know what to do. They just look so mixed up and muddled. They just can't cope with it.
Fawaz says that Lukaku can't play in this game. We'll find out. I think he will have to come on just to give us some physicality up front because we're not holding the ball up. Rashford's had quite a quiet second half, to be fair. I'm worried about Spurs though. Their attack. Oh, what's that? That's not good enough from Luke Shaw. But Eriksen can shoot from there all day. 40 yards out. No way. I think Jones and Lindelof have really struggled with Harry Kane's physicality because he's a beast compared to them. He's taller, he's stronger, and we haven't got a centre back who can do that role today.
Well, they knew they were in for a battle today. So far, so good for them.
This is what United need to do, though. The little build-up plays between Pogba and Martial and Lingard. That's what we need to do. Be patient with the ball.
Pass it in triangles.
Yeah. And it's worked for us really well. And look, here we are on the edge of the box again.
Good bit of play again by Pogba there, taking control of the situation. A
bit lazy there.
Yeah. And
who's
got
the runner? Oh, for God's sake. It's Dele Alli. What a save, De Gea. Absolutely brilliant. You see, that's the problem with Matic there. He just cannot get back. He hasn't got the legs. And Dele Alli's moving further and further away. But the save by De Gea is absolutely immense. This is the problem with United. Look, this is the problem with Matic I'm talking about. We've got to solve this problem in the summer because he ain't got no legs. What a save by De Gea.
Oh, you know what?
That's a goal, that is. It's a goal-saving save.
That was 1-1. Dave does what Dave does.
Doesn't matter how good United are, De Gea will always be the man. He will always be the man because he comes out with saves like that. Absolutely. That's a goal, that is. We've basically scored a goal. Herrera's been booked.
Herrera's been booked there for absolutely nothing. I thought that was a great tackle.
Hold up. Where's this free kick coming from then?
Yeah, exactly. He blew it up, Mike Dean, for a Herrera foul on Ericsson. It was never a foul. Herrera got the ball.
Was this after Ali's shot or during it?
Yeah.
Oh, this is a worry. Lindelof aspiring to be our new village. Solid Swede, says Dan O'Keefe. Well, this is a worry, though, because this is Ericsson territory. Oh, God. I hate it when keepers don't move. And De Gea doesn't move. He's like this. And it's wide from Ericsson.
He's got that covered.
Yeah,
he's looking at that all day.
Still 1-0 United. 23 minutes to go in this second half. What a game it has been. It's been good. It's been a good game. You know, Spurs have played their part. United have played theirs. It's been a very, very equal game. A very equal game. And I personally think that Ali chance was a bit like Rashford's. But Rashford scored it and De Gea made the save. You know, it's been very equal. I'm sure Spurs fans have been going, oh, we deserve a point. We deserve a point. But you deserve what you get. And the reality is De Gea made a world-class save. Absolutely world-class.
Ollie's down there on the touchline now.
We've not been good second half, but this is it. We're a work in progress. I think some people think, not many United fans will think this, but some people think, well, we've got to play that like this way for 90 minutes. But we're not going to do that. We're still a work in progress. He's not even been here a month yet, has he?
I think it's coming up to a month this Saturday.
Yeah.
It'll be, yeah.
And we're going up against the Spurs team that's been under this manager for 3 years and been one of the most consistent teams in that 3 years.
Ref, come on, how's that not a foul?
No, he's not having it.
That was a spitting image of Herrera's on Ericsson.
Oh.
Rid, get it out.
Yeah.
Tell you what, this is tense. This is tense, everybody.
I mean, even Lingard shouting to him to push out.
Well, Spurs don't look like they're getting tired, Marcus, which is...
No, they don't, do they?
No. We look the leggy ones. I don't know whether... The trouble is, I think we could probably do with a bit of legs in the midfield, but it's would you risk McTominay, Pereira or Fred when they were so crap against Reading in a game of this magnitude? You're forced to keep Herrera and Matic and Pogba. Pogba, obviously, he's got to stay on, but... You know, Matic has looked a bit leggy, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think out of the three, I would take Matic off for Pereira. If you have to make a change, I think that's the one for me. I wouldn't trust McTominay coming in there.
Fucking hell, it's Trippier's crosses worry me. Son, corner. Jose was jealous of Daley Blind's looks, says Red Baron. He's still going on about Daley Blind being better than Luke Shaw. I think this is the thing that worries me about Spurs, though. I said it before the game. It's their height advantage. It's their ability to put crosses in the box. And it's our centre-backs are not that good in the air. And I think Spurs have realised now they're getting it down that right-hand side. They're trying to win corners because in the air they're going to cause us problems. And here's the cross from Ericsson.
What
a save there again!
Fucking hell.
Alderweireld that time.
Come on, United. Just what is going on now? No! Ref!
It's De Gea FC again.
This is absolutely turning into one-way traffic second half.
All with his feet as well.
What a save.
This is why he's the best goalkeeper in the world. He's made about 4 saves in this half.
Yeah. Absolutely cracking saves. They've all been world-class saves as well.
I don't know whether that was a foul on Kane.
No,
I'd be very surprised if Harry Kane beats De Gea from here. Man of the match, De Gea, says Dylan Walsh. 20 minutes ago, I would have given it to Pogba. Now, it's De Gea. because he's been that good. 20 minutes to go, under the cosh, a little too much, says Lee Bollington. I think we need to make a change. Kane,
save again.
And De Gea catches it this time. It's a good hit by Kane, but De Gea catches it.
Superman.
Yeah.
Like, these Spurs players must be thinking, what on earth have we got to do to beat him?
I love the way he catches that one as well.
Even the fans are like, fucking, what more can we do?
He's on form today, De Gea. Yeah, if we're paying Sanchez 350 grand a week, you've got to pay De Gea 500.
Yeah.
He's
he's worth every penny.
Oh, what he does in the United shirt. Come on, ref, that should be a foul on Rashford. Yeah, and he's giving it about bloody time. Through the back of him. Yellow card. Right, here's a sub.
Got a change coming. I see some red socks there ready to come on.
I think it's Lukaku's boots. He might take Martial off. I think Martial's had a quiet second half.
I'll take Lingard off, mate, actually.
Yeah, but he likes his work rate.
11, Martial, yeah.
Yeah.
Although, to be fair, though, I mean, Martial has been caught a couple of times down that left-hand side in the second half. Trippier has got in down there.
It's a risk.
Well, I mean, he's going to go Rashford out to the left now, surely. Yeah, Rashford's gone left. Lukaku's come out to the right-hand side. Right.
Yeah, well, the thing about Lukaku is, he might miss it, but he always tends to get a chance. And I agree with the substitution. I think we physically needed Lukaku up front to start holding the ball up. Rashford's had a very quiet half.
You need someone to win the headers as well, don't you? And straight away, Rashford's defensive duties out on that left-hand side put to the test.
See, what I don't want to see long term is this happening as our starting 11. Rashford going to the left and Lukaku up front. I don't like that.
It sort of like disrupts the front three, doesn't it? I mean, they've had a good understanding. Dele Alli, save again.
Oh my life! God! This is just De Gea. This is just De Gea now. It's not even a joke. Dele Alli turns Lindelof inside out. And another save by De Gea.
Yes, up. Yeah. The guy is just absolutely phenomenal. I mean, not only to make the save, but to get it so far away as well from the goal.
Unbelievable. The amount of saves he's made is just unbelievable now. To be fair, I'm going to be honest and say Spurs deserve a draw. Well, they don't deserve a draw because your goalkeeper's part of your team. It's a bit like that Arsenal game a couple of years ago at the Emirates where they were moaning. Last time I checked, David De Gea wears a Manchester United shirt and he's a Manchester United player. And if your goalkeeper has a worldie, you deserve to win. But Spurs will just be like, what? Like you said, Marcus, what have we got to do to score? Because he's been just sensational this half.
Absolutely.
But I retract that statement about saying Spurs deserve a draw. They don't, because they've not hit the post or anything. They've not beaten our goalkeeper, and he's our goalkeeper. So I do think what I will say is though, as part of the rebuilding process for United, I don't think Ollie's made subs right. I don't. I think this. We're all going
midfield.
Yeah, we're all going De Gea, but how many chances has De Gea saved? Why have we not made the tactical change? We're clearly giving up a lot of possession and they're creating a lot of chances. There's something wrong in the midfield and the defence.
Do you know, I mean, maybe even... is it Darmian that's on the bench?
No, we haven't. The only defensive option we've got is Delo.
Delo. See, I mean, maybe chucking Delo at right back, putting Ashley at left back, go 5 at the back now. I know it's a bit Mourinho-esque, but the chances are coming.
To be honest, Fellaini wouldn't have been a bad option, you know, because they're good in the air, and we ain't got anyone.
I mean, the only height we've got on the bench now is McTominay, isn't it? But
yeah, I'd take Lingard off. I think he's. We're not really attacking, are we? So.
no, I think for me, I would sacrifice Lingard or. It's a tough one. Lingard or Herrera for me. You get Delo on, just to.
Go on, Lingard. Find a pass. Look up. I should have found Pogba a little bit quicker. Oh, look at that from Pogba. Nah, too far out. I think Andy Pandy's right. The midfield looks a bit odd. It just looks imbalanced and looks tired. I think you need a bit of energy in there. I don't know. I mean, Andres Pereira's quite quick across the ground. Maybe he'd be a decent shout.
It's that left. It's our left side again, Mark. Look, Trippier. Look, he's got Luke Shaw has either got to get touch tight out there, or I think Ollie's got to make a change and give him a little bit more cover out there. Good first touch from Lukaku there. And Matic's just he looks done now in this game. There he go, he's hurt his knee. Yellow card, who's that for?
Pogba.
What for? Oh.
Yeah.
Did lead with his studs.
Yeah.
But he was going for the ball.
It was a bit of a weird tackle by Pogba, I must admit.
I find he's all legs, that guy.
I think if we get out of this with 3 points, I will say in the match reaction that tactically I think we've been a bit suspect this second half, and if this was Mourinho in charge, people would be going mad. Make a change. And I've got to say, I don't think the midfield's been overrun for a good half an hour. It reminds me a lot of that Chelsea-Spurs game in the week, where Spurs held on for the win, but Chelsea were just bang, kept going at them. Let's just give the Ballon d'Or to De Gea now, says Dan O'Keefe. He has been, De Gea's 10 out of 10 no matter what happens in this game. He's been absolutely immense, and United have faded badly.
Look at that, Lamella's just walking through him. Oh.
Nobody on the bench, says Warren Hearns. I think that's the problem, and but who's injured? Alexis Sanchez is the only player who's injured, so it just shows you the issues within the United squad.
Yeah.
I don't think any United's had a bad. I don't think any United players had a bad game. I just think that Spurs tactically are a lot more in tune with each other. We've just not been. I mean, Lukaku's come on. He's not really had a sniff, much like Rashford. Money does need to be spent, Simon Wadsley. I agree.
I'll be very surprised if Ollie doesn't make another change in a minute.
Maybe he doesn't trust the bench.
Well, Fred's on there as well, isn't he?
Well, that's lovely by Pogba. Into the last 10 minutes, lads and ladies.
Well, Spurs are
Llorente's coming on. They're going to go hoofy. Because I don't blame them, to be honest. That's the weakness, and that's a clever move by Poch. Red Baron says, imagine if we had the Daley Blind over Phil Jones, we'd be made more controlled. Yeah, but Daley Blind wasn't good in the air, Red Jedi. So Winks goes off, Llorente comes on. This becomes a massive problem for United now, quite literally, because Llorente's tall, Kane's tall, and we ain't got the players to deal with this. This is where Fellaini would be useful.
So Delo's coming on.
Yeah.
So I think Ollie will want to shut this game out now.
Yeah, but the trouble is when you try to shut a game out, you go deep, and when you go deep, it plays into the hands of the ball high into the box, and that's where they've got the advantage. Pogba needs to be careful here. It's on a yellow card.
43% down our left-hand side.
Yeah, and we all thought Ashley Young was going to be the weakness.
Yeah. But yeah, I think Ashley will probably go out to the left now.
Oh, Pogba, you've got to be closer to that. Come on, there's only 10 minutes left. You've been on holiday for a week. Where's the energy? What are we doing messing about with it there, Lingard? Get rid of it.
Playing fucking netball, get rid of it.
Yeah. Come on, Young.
4.
Oh, ref. How's about a yellow card? Nah, he's not going to give it.
Yeah, so I would take Lingard off now. Get Delo out on that right hand side, get Ashley Young out on my left. And go with a 5-4-1 or a 5-3-2.
I think he'll go 5 at the back.
I think to be fair to him though, I don't think he's got a lot of options, has he really? On his foot. So is Lingard coming off.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, but I mean, Delo can play left back as well, can't he? So you might chuck him out there.
Thing is, what we desperately need is some height. I think Delo's around 5'11", maybe.
And this is where the argument of Fellaini comes into it, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not, you know, look, De Gea's been off the planet this second half. I'm sure everybody's watching it themselves. And if it wasn't for De Gea, we might have lost this game. I don't think United have done enough this second half at all. I think it's been a really bad second half. First half, we were probably the better team. Second half, we've not been in it. But I don't really give a shit if we win.
No, I mean, you got to, when you go away to the top sides, you know, sometimes you got to play ugly. And, you know, it's a sign of a great team when you play ugly and win. I'm not saying United are a great team at the minute. They are a work in progress, but they're going to learn.
You've got to get touch tight with Harry Kane. Well done, Herrera there. Jones giving him 5 yards. Stop it. Get tight.
Lukaku, can you get it? No. Right, just over 5 minutes to go. But Delo looks like, do you know what? I think he's got in as a right winger, Mark, you know.
Maybe he's just there to give a bit of energy in the team. Oh, you've got to get tight to Harry Kane.
There again, look, covering. I think
it's Lindelof that time.
Come on. Yeah, we'll have that. Nervy. Right, Mark? Nervy?
Yeah, I am. When it gets to this time of the match, some people get a late goal in injury time. Scary.
Free kick United.
Lee Ballington says, we've changed how we want to play drastically over the last 5 weeks. It won't happen overnight. Tired legs and minds at the moment, but the path is a better one. Exactly. You know, somebody was on about half time, can't wait for PSG. We're massively, we shouldn't be even thinking about that. You know, there's such a massive amount of work being done at United, and if that last red L above Manchester United will disappear for a green W if we get this today. There'll be no L's on there in the last 5 Premier League games if we can hold on and get this win, which is a massive statement.
Yeah. United now. Just playing with Lukaku up there. Sitting deeper and deeper.
I hate this. I agree with your mum. I hate it. It's that
you
feel sick, don't you? Because you're so close to the win, and you know there's going to be another big chance for Spurs.
Well, it's not as if they can chuck on anyone else. I mean, this is Harry Kane. Great save again.
What a save again by De Gea! Bloody hell! De Gea from Kane again with his feet. I think every save he's made with has been with his feet.
It would be absolutely criminal, I think, in De Gea's eyes if they scored now. Absolutely criminal. The guy's been absolutely fantastic. Great clearance, Herrera. Matic, just get it away.
We are hanging on now. We are hanging on.
Go on, Lukaku. You've got the beating of the Tonga. Rashford. Oh, right, he's turned him.
Just take it to the corner and hold it.
Oh.
That's not good enough from Lukaku.
Not strong enough there. Here they come again. Dude, look at that left-hand side. Look, come on, Rashford. Should be out there. All over the top. That's it. Great play.
Good play,
Great
Matic.
play. And he's offside.
It's offside anyway.
You know what? De Gea looks like it's just a normal day for him. Absolutely.
He's
fantastic.
absolutely superb with his feet. So good.
Right, just over 2 minutes of normal time to go. Not many stoppages this second half. That left hand side again, look at the space. Rashford, come on man, look. I think Ollie should make another change here just to waste a bit of time.
I don't know how much I can take of this.
Yeah, I think now would probably be a good time to chuck McTominay on just for the height.
Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't done that.
Just
Got to get tight there, Marcus. Oh,
Straight.
who's falling over?
Ashley Young.
Bloody get up! Straight at De Gea. I tell you what, we're living dangerous, but that's not good enough from Rashford. Get tighter. The Young wanted a foul there. Mike Dean ain't giving it. Fucking what a chance.
Over a minute to go. Come on, United. Pogba, one last effort. Come on. Go on, Rashford. Turn him.
Could have done with a penalty there.
Come on, guys. Push up a bit. Bit of pressure up there. Go on, Herrera. Well done. Go back to Dave if you need to.
God.
That's it. Great play, Rashford. Well done. A back postlet. The lot. Oh, man.
Overlap to Young.
No, the lot. What are you doing?
Oh, still Rashford. How long is he going to add on? Don't add on 5 minutes.
Rashford is knackered. Message.
Got to keep winning these balls in the midfield.
Go on, Herrera. Pass one, pass two. The low's free on the right again.
Look, go on, Lukaku. Look for the pass. Look for the bloody pass. You dope. You're a dope. Look for the pass. Why do you always have to look to shoot?
4 minutes.
Fucking hell. That's why Lukaku should never be up front for Manchester United. All he's got to do is square that to Dalot, but he's never thinking about it. He's looking for the bloody glory. He's never going to score from there.
McTominay now.
Yeah, you go. There's your McTominay sub. I agree with that.
We ain't doing it yet. Oh, come on, let's go. Pogba, come on, pay attention, come on. Shot. Oh, straight Lloris. Go on, get back, boys, get back. It's yours, Jones. Good header, good header. Right, make the change, Ollie, come on. Who's coming off? Pogba's coming off.
Pogba?
Yeah.
Well, I suppose at this point it doesn't really matter, does it?
I mean, he has, I mean, he's pretty blowing out his cheeks, I think, a bit. He is looking a bit tired. I thought actually he would have gone with Rashford. He just left Lukaku up there. So, 2 minutes. Just going to pump it long here. United should know what's coming. Right, Ashley, that's yours. Good clearance. Straight to Tottenham though.
Get on Trippier. Get tight on Trippier. You can't give. Why are we giving Trippier a free cross all the bloody time? Get tight on fucking Trippier.
Good block, Herrera again.
Lukaku, you got to win that. Oh, here we go. He's got this freedom of Wembley, Trippier here.
Good, Luke Shaw.
Good one, Luke Shaw. This is it though. They've got so much height on that pitch. Lamella's going to whip it in.
Well, they're only wasting their own time. Just under a minute to go. Hopefully Dean blows on the right time. Lindelof, mate, don't pull him. Ball in. Dave, good punch.
Punches it away. Good one. Watch out. Get wide. Look, again. We're giving him the freedom to cross. Good play, Delo. Oh, it's just winded me up all off. So bloody lazy getting out there. Stop the cross.
Come on, Luke. You know he's going to go outside.
He's going to cut in. Oh, get rid of it. Tight.
Come on.
Get tight, young. You're giving him the cross. For God's sake, stop giving him the cross.
See Herrera these last 5 minutes, mate. Just he's batted everything away. Oh, come on, ref. Time's up.
What? Bloody hell! What? I tell you what. Defensively, I'm stunned by some of our stuff in this game today. Anyway, Marcus. What? That should be it.
It should be. I'm out of breath. My ticket can't take much. Look at that. Look at the space.
I know, but it's the amount. We've been very lucky, and Day has been fantastic. But bloody hell, Llorente. I mean, defensively, we've given him so much bloody space. Yeah. It's just unbelievable.
Well, I mean, it's a tale of two halves. I think this one for me. United first half, obviously Spurs second half. We did the damage in the first half, so. He's still not blown. Come on, ref.
No, you whistle.
He's a Spurs fan, isn't he?
That's over a minute now.
Get rid. Yeah, that'll be it. Now blow. McTominay, just don't do anything stupid. Wait, look for a pass. Oh. That'll do. That'll do. That'll do. That'll ding dang do. What a result for Manchester United. 1-0. Look, lots to talk about in the match reaction. The link should be in the video description. Thanks for coming on, Marcus. We got there. That was squeaky bum time and the rest.
Yeah, and just want to let everyone know as well, Ollie set a record here. His first 6 games, 6 wins. But De Gea, what a sorry to swear, but what a fucking goalie he is, man. What a goalkeeper. Best in the world, man of the match, head and shoulders above everything. But,
100%. 100%.
Fantastic. Great result.
Thanks for coming on, pal.
No worries, mate. Thanks for having me, and see you all later, people.
And I'm going to be doing my match reaction now. The link is in the video description for that. And lots to talk about. Really looking forward to it. I'll see you in the match reaction. Link in the video description. I'll be live in about 30 seconds. See you in a minute.